Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Armchair Expert. I am Daniel Shepard, and I'm joined by Monica Padman.
That's right. That's my name.
Today, we have a very, very fun guest. He's kind of what would you call it, Monica?
Comedian.
No, I know he's a comedian, but he's really loved. You know, what would you call it?
Universally loved.
But no, it's more like he's a comedian's comedian. That's exactly what I want to say about him. Like,
that is not what I thought you were going to say.
Comedians love Nick Kroll. I love Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
He's
me too.
legit. He's had a Broadway show. He's had a bunch of different shows. He's got a great show called Big Mouth on Netflix. He had his own show, The Nick Kroll Show. I love him. He's the sweetest guy ever. I would just bump into him around my neighborhood, and he was always the best at a sidewalk chit chat. And he was nice enough to come with a very busy schedule and regale us with all kinds of funnies and some heartfelt moments. So please enjoy Nick Kroll. Beloved Armcharies, fantastic news for those of you who enjoy live entertainment, sitting among your peers, having a shared experience based on the major party we had at the live show in Los Angeles. We've decided to do a couple live shows in Texas. We will be performing in Austin on August 17th at the Paramount, and we will be performing in Dallas on August 18th at the Majestic Theater. If you would like to join us in an evening of laughs, heartache, high drama on the high seas, please get your tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. They go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. There will be links on our website, armchairexpertpod.com. So I urge you, beg you, and plead with you to go and get online as close to 10 a.m. Friday morning as you can so that we can see you in Austin or Dallas, or both, guys. It's only a 3-hour commute.
We get support from Quince.
Have you been wearing the Quince linen shirts?
Yeah, I've been wearing them a suspicious amount. Yeah, European linen ones, they're $34, which is genuinely insane for how nice they are.
It doesn't even make sense.
Well, here's the deal. They work directly with the factories, cut out all the middlemen, so you're paying for the actual quality and not some brand's marketing budget. Everything's 50 to 80% less than comparable stuff. I love it because it's all very classic and traditional, and I know I'm going to be able to keep it for a very long time, and the quality's off the charts.
That's true. The style is very consistent. Whatever you get there, you walk down the street, you're going to look good. They have these lightweight cotton sweaters, which I love for when it cools down at night. It's a nice drape around your shoulders in the summer and then throw it on when it gets a little cool. And it's not just clothes. They do home stuff, ding, 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 travel stuff, everyday essentials. It's all the same model, quality without the markup.
Make your summer wardrobe easier. Go to quince.com/Dax for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Dax. We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
I'm trying to figure out whether I'm gonna not. I don't need. Is there clips? Are you playing clips?
I'm playing no, you don't have to wear them. I love them.
I don't.
You don't like them.
I don't. No, I don't like wearing them because I hear my voice, and I don't mind my voice, but I start to get. I become conscious of the fact that I'm being amplified.
Yeah.
And it starts to bug me out.
The only problem I could see is that I kind of talk quiet. You can hear me just fine.
Oh, I can hear you
okay,
great.
great.
You got a beautiful voice.
I have.
Can you hear me?
And, yeah, so fucking good. I have the opposite. I have the opposite condition of you, which is, and this is so embarrassing, I love hearing my voice through headphones. Isn't that interesting?
It is. I get that. I love hearing your voice through headphones,
okay.
But it's mine that I can't hear. If we could cut me out of the mix.
Yeah.
You already have your own cups.
You know what we actually could do? I mean, I don't think Rob's sophisticated enough to do it, but I bet he could take you out of the headphones and leave me in. I'm not suggesting you do that because you already said you don't even like wearing them.
I don't like wearing them.
Just practically speaking.
I don't like it because I spend hours on my hair every morning. And so I don't want to, because then you put the headphones on and it starts
undoes
to.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, because it's hard to find someone to do a beehive hairdo for me.
Yes.
So-
yeah. You gotta drive a little bit. Oh, now you just took me out. That's the last thing I want.
Oh.
Fucking Rob's monkeying around with the board. Okay, so great. Once again, polar opposites.
Yes.
You did a ton of hair work.
I do it. It's all hair work.
And you don't want to put the headphones on to fuck up your hair. And
No.
And conversely, I wear a hat.
You do.
Because I don't want to do my hair. And
Ever.
then when I get here, I put these headphones on. My hair looks terrible underneath.
But you won't wear the headphones over the hat.
I think that looks fucking ridiculous. Don't you think that
I'd like to see what that looks like.
All right, I'll do it.
actually.
I'll certainly do
I'm
it.
curious. It's like if they did pump up the volume too.
I'm here to entertain both of you.
Yeah,
so
that is the truth.
let's see. I mean, I look like a real asshole, right?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
I mean, I think you look great, Dax. I think you look great and everything.
It really, what it screams is self-conscious, doesn't it?
Hats? No.
Yes.
No, headphones over.
it,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, because it really says this guy didn't want
Yeah.
to show you what his hair
This
looked
guy
like.
is
Yes.
very balding.
Yes.
This guy is deeply in the. Your hair's doing great. You got a
I
great head
fight.
there.
I fight for it.
You fight for it. I fight
do.
for it. I'm fighting for it.
Okay, good. When did that start? First of all, Nick Kroll, welcome to Armchair.
Thank
Expert.
you so much.
You're incredibly generous to a lot of people. I've noticed that you tend to say yes a lot, huh?
I said yes to the dress, the show, and it changed my life. It got me an agent and
Business manager.
Most importantly, got me a dress. I'm glad to be here. Your show is one of those shows that I saw you started doing it, and I was like, is he gonna ask me to do it?
Totally.
You know that feeling of you're like
100%.
always.
Yeah.
I feel that way constantly about everything.
Do you have the same thing I do where it's like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Like 100% of things I don't want to do. No matter how great they are or how much I dreamed of being asked to do those things when I was younger. Yet, once I go do them on my car ride home, I'm always like, oh, that's fun. I liked that. Why on earth am I constantly dreading that?
I don't know. I think we are constantly trying to ride that line of like, take time for yourself to not overextend yourself beyond things you don't want to do, knowing that you're like, I only have so much time in a day, or I've only so much mental or physical energy to give out. And then simultaneously being like, I need to go do things or I will live in this like bubble of sadness.
Yeah. And also, there's like an ethical thing for me, which is like, I feel like we're all in this hard pursuit together, be it comedy or just show business or whatever. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
And I owe it to everyone to try to, show up
Yeah.
and be a part of whatever thing they do.
Yeah.
Belle's more generous at that than I am.
She's great at it.
Yes. Have you called on her for anything yet?
She's done my animated show.
There you go.
She played a pillow that Jason Mantzoukas has sex with.
Okay, great. And we can both agree, pretty cool of her. She's Princess Anna. Like, she doesn't need more voiceover work.
No, she does not. No, she does not. And that for me was a great joy to be like that we were going to have, the Princess Anna from Frozen getting fucked by a 13-year-old boy.
Yes.
It's the best.
That show, what's the name of that? Shut Up?
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth.
I like Shut Up though.
Were you on a show called Shut
I was
Up?
on Sit Down, Shut Up.
There we go. That's
with an animated show with Arnett and Bateman and that Mitch Hurwitz did.
Right.
Forte, Maria.
Mitch Hurwitz from Arrested Development
Yes.
fame, creator, writer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought I had that was like one of my first gigs. And I was like, I thought I had made it. Like I was done. I was like I was with the Arrested Development crew.
Yes.
In their animated Forte.
Uh-huh.
And then it lasted like 10 episodes. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. How many times have you thought like, finally, here I am?
Well, I was just thinking about it this morning before I showed up here, just masturbating in bed, thinking about being here. And
So that you didn't come too fast once you got here.
yes, exactly.
Okay,
I
great.
wanted to unload before I got here so that when we got into it, that I would last at least 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. Same.
So I was thinking about the first time I met you, and I realized that I was on a show called Cavemen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the hit TV show Cavemen on ABC.
I do. And one of the few things I jotted down about you last night when I was reading about you is that I wanted to go over your quote about being in Caveman. You said, you called it the most important experience of my professional career.
Yeah.
Which I think is just, what a quote. I hope you really said that.
I did say it.
Okay, great.
I really did say
walk
that.
us through that.
Well,
really quick, if you don't remember, Caveman was Cavemen, sorry, plural, was a show based on the Geico commercial, which was hugely popular.
Yes. The commercials were very popular, universally loved.
Heralded.
The TV show was very much considered the opposite.
Okay.
From inception on, it was thought of as a mistake, and then in when it was finally put out on the air, everyone agreed that it was in fact a terrible mistake. But I actually looked well. So to go back to the beginning of it, I had been in New York for 4 or 5 years doing like commercials and making my own stuff, doing stand up, improv, sketch stuff. And I came out for pilot season. I lived in the Oakwoods on Barham.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
And you saw the documentary. We've talked about it one time.
Oof.
But how old? Oh, can we ask that? How old were you?
I was
when you
9 at the time.
Okay, great.
Living out here. No, I was
You've
in
been
my
doing stand-up for 2 years in Lower Manhattan.
I was like in my late 20s, and I came out here.
Can I ask really quick, were you actually generating a living in New York by doing stand-up and stuff?
I was generating a living. I was doing like I wasn't probably making much money doing stand-up per se, but I was I think I was on Best Week Ever at that point.
Okay.
And I was really doing commercials and radio voiceover work. Really,
that's kind of Arnett's story. Like Arnett
Yes.
was filthy rich as a voiceover actor before he got Arrested
Yes.
Development. That secret son of a bitch.
I was not filthy rich. I was I was making a living.
Sure, great.
Luckily, my family is filthy rich, so it made it a lot easier.
That takes the stress off.
Yeah,
a little bit,
it
right?
did.
Yeah.
I was, making a living, but I really wanted to be acting and, TV and movies. And so I came out here. I was living in the Oakwoods, which is largely for child actors. For those of you who don't know.
And when you say largely, you mean exclusively for child
That's why I asked your age.
Yeah.
He's like, are you just surrounded by
seemed
children?
like a pedophile a little bit, right?
Just the first of many times. It was for those of you, I guess you were talking about the Hollywood Complex.
Yeah, that's the name
of
of
the documentary.
Yes.
If people haven't seen it, it's amazing.
Yeah, just fuck this podcast and go watch that.
Yeah,
right
go
now.
just turn it off or watch it VO. We'll do a director's cut.
Okay, yeah, like narrate.
Yeah.
Commentary.
Oh, I remember her.
Beautiful young actress.
Yeah,
a lot of promise.
What was her name? Presley. Cash Presley is the name of one of the girls in it. Anyway, it's quite an experience. Anyway, it was my last audition, and I booked it, and I was so excited, and I had to do so it was the Geico Caveman commercials. Once we got into shooting the show, it was 4 hours of makeup every morning.
Fuck that.
And
oh my God.
And they were shooting it. It was single cam, but it was not being shot like Parks and Rec or a show where it's like, we got to shoot 9 pages today. So like we're doing 3 cameras. Everyone's kind of opening up to the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, we're going to shoot this, like, because the guys who shot the commercials, Speck and Gordon are really talented guys, but they had come out of the commercial world and had made Blades of Glory, and they were like, "We're going to shoot something really beautiful."
Okay,
which is great, except if you're in 4 hours of makeup every morning.
No, it's a deal breaker,
and you're shooting basically 90-hour weeks, and I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, how soon into the process do you start having like an internal panic attack? Like day 2 in the makeup chair?
Yeah,
or day 1?
On the pilot for sure. By day 2, we were shooting up like in Woodland Hills. We were shooting 45-50 minutes away, something like that, and it was the best professional experience of my life because it was so hard at that moment in time, which was great because every job since then has seemed easy in comparison. But I also really learned how to act. I had never been on a show or a movie before.
Stupid stuff, right? Like, because I had a similar experience where, like, if you've not acted in a movie and you shoot the scene, that's fine, and then they tell you, okay, on this take, you're going to turn your body 90 degrees, and you go, well, wait, I wasn't turned 90 degrees, and you don't even realize that, like, you can cheat. All these weird things that
there are all these rules
conceptually are mind blowing.
Yeah,
right?
or just being like, I have to listen to the script supervisor, or I don't need to listen to the script supervisor, or I want to change this line. Do I just do it in a take, or do I talk to the writer? Or, I've realized that the director is not making the decisions, it's the writer is making the decisions.
Yeah.
Or I don't have to listen to the sound guy who's telling me to
Talk louder.
like don't move papers because it's ruining his sound. All of those things you just don't know until you just do it over and over.
Even continuity. It doesn't occur to you can't be doing jumping jacks in one take and then seated in the next.
And that's my thing is my character is always making the choice to do jumping jacks.
Yeah, I know. That was one of the things that made you stand out.
Yeah, so I learned a lot, and in doing the show, I became friends with one of the other cavemen was a guy named Sam Huntington.
Oh, I know Sam.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a beautiful guy.
He's a wonderful dude.
Yeah.
And one of our first weekends of shooting the show, Sam was like, I'm going to like some party at Kristen Bell's house. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was so excited. It was like, and it was at her, I don't remember where it was.
Up off of Mulholland.
Yeah, and you guys, I don't know how long you had been together at that point. This is like 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah, we were just starting to do it.
And
it was a game night, probably.
It felt new.
It
felt new.
Like spring grass.
Yeah, and it was a game night. It was like running charades.
Okay.
We were running around that house. And I was like, I fucking made it. Like I'm at like a game night.
Yeah.
Like a real Hollywood.
Yeah. And that house was really impressive. I remember when I first went up there, I was like, where's the secret source of money? Because this house is way too big for either of us.
And you know what? It was all Arnett's voiceover money.
We had found a way to skim off the top of Arnett's lucrative voiceover career.
That
house was built by GMC trucks. Was Tom Arnold there?
No.
Okay, so then I know exactly what game night this was. And can I tell you, weirdly, you were there the night I realized I loved her.
Whoa.
Sincerely, because she made a speech. I hope you were there for it when she was laying out the rules to the game. And she went from this cute little funny girl to a fucking Nazi. She was so rigid about how the game was going to be played. And she was basically yelling at people before anyone even objected. She was like... And I was watching this little 5'1" general of an army, and I was like, I think I love this girl. What a weird mix of things is going on here. It was a great side of her to see.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But she is, and I just want to say, like, when you say Nazi, you mean literally she talked about racial purity, and I thought
all
the
time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Still. Oh,
she had
that's
a lot
so
of
nice that she hasn't forgotten.
Yeah, she's had a lot of books on anthropometry, like the dominance of certain races.
And she did try to, she tried to look at the shape of my skull.
She got a facial pragmatism score for you before you left. And luckily you passed.
I did, and I felt so honored. But so I remember that being the first time I met you and Kristen.
I'm so nervous to ask your opinion of me.
And you guys, well, it was her party. I do remember it being her party.
All the way.
And thinking, wow, this woman is so warm and welcoming. Like, I hope this is what, like, Hollywood is like, and you guys, and I was trying to suss you guys out. It felt like, I think they're dating, but this is the weirdest thing. I remember you like maybe writing your name in a drawer or something, or her showing.
Oh, you know what it was is people that came over were encouraged to sign underneath her cabinets. It's kind of like a guest book thing.
Yes.
So yes, my name was probably written under one of the cabinets.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that and being like, they're so cute. Like I just remember thinking it was, but I have very fond memories of you and her and of that night being being like, this is so. It was very encouraging to me that like people that you'd come to a party like that and people would be warm and welcoming.
That there was like a community.
Yeah. And it was like fun. It was a game night and it was probably the first game night I went to.
I think me too.
Yeah.
Because I'll just tell you, I at that moment, I've grown much more towards her, thank God. But at that moment, I was someone who thinks everyone's trying to steal your wallet. Like I would never host a bunch of strangers at my house. So I'm there. I like this girl, and there's people that she doesn't know, and so I'm glad to hear that you don't have a bad impression of me because I remember thinking like, oh, there's a lot of strangers
I mean,
here.
you searched me a few times,
Yes.
but I just thought you were looking for a little feel.
I checked your prison wallet a couple times, I remember. I was certain you had keistered something out of there.
Oh, I did. that drawer that you had signed.
Well, that makes me really happy. And I definitely remember Sam being one of the first friends of hers that I was like, okay, I trust this guy a lot.
Yes. Well, he's like one of the sweetest, nicest dudes in the world. So we did that show together, and it was like, I mean, I in no way am equating it in reality to it, but it felt like you were going to war with people just because the experience of those, like, you're just in a chair next to someone for 4 hours every morning all week.
And are you claustrophobic by nature, or?
I'm not claustrophobic, but I have like some of the most sensitive skin I've ever had on my body. My skin is crazy, and the literally my entire face and body being covered in latex. And fake fur made me and weirdly the most claustrophobic was fake teeth.
Oh yeah.
On top,
and didn't that fuck with how you actually talk?
It fucked with how I talked, but I weirdly felt like my teeth were suffocating. It was the weirdest feeling in the world.
Your teeth felt cagey.
It was so we did 13 of those, and then the writer strike happened, and we had already been canceled. I mean, like, we had aired the first 6 or 7, and then it was Thanksgiving, and we were airing on a Tuesday. Thursday was Thanksgiving. We got preempted for the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special on our Tuesday airing, and then the week after Thanksgiving, we were preempted for the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, I think we're done. I think we're about done.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare. This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper, and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there, not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold. So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models, so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz, and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair. This episode is brought to you by SoFi, the all-in-one finance app where you can bank, borrow, and invest all in one place.
Let's talk bank accounts for a second. The average bank savings rate is 0.39% in interest. You're earning pennies on your savings, but it does not have to be that way.
With SoFi high yield checking and savings, the money barely making moves sitting in your savings account can earn over 8 times the national average savings rate with eligible direct deposit.
No account or overdraft fees, which feels rare these days. You can get your paycheck up to 2 days early, perfect for getting ahead of a bill or grabbing what you need right when you need it.
Plus, get up to a $300 welcome bonus when you sign up with eligible direct deposit. Sign up for SoFi checking and savings at SoFi.com/armchair. SoFi checking and savings is offered through SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms apply. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. So, Monica, here's something that really stuck with me. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe getting support is wise. Yet 74% say society discourages people from doing so.
That's a huge gap. Most of us agree therapy is a good thing, but there's still something holding some people back from actually going.
Right. And I think that's where just talking about it, normalizing it makes a difference.
I mean, as you know, I'm obsessed with therapy. I've been in it consistently for years and years and years. And I have said this and I shouldn't say it, but I do think if you're struggling and you've been struggling for a while and you haven't sought therapy, I judge you a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, I know. And I got to go to therapy to work on that, but also there are options for you. You can help yourself. And BetterHelp makes that first step easier. They match you with a licensed therapist based on your needs. And with over 30,000 therapists and 12 plus years of experience, they typically get the match right the first time.
Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax.
Confidence. It's listening to your gut. It's moving forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. For nearly 160 years, Pacific Life has helped people keep their promises, building confidence for generations. Whether you're confident in your financial future or just beginning to envision it, we're here to help. Ask a financial professional how. Pacific Life, the power of a promise. Pacific Life Insurance Company, Omaha, Nebraska, and in New York, Pacific Life and Annuity, Phoenix, Arizona.
Well, what's interesting in your early career, and I had this experience as well, is that as a comedian, you're completely in charge of your tone, right? So you're in Manhattan, and I assume you're doing exactly what you want to do. And then even within the comedy world, you can be snooty or cool or punk rock. There's all these things you think you are, right? Or I'm edgier than this. And then you enter the workplace, right? And I was coming out of the Groundlings, and I thought my sketches were more risque than other people's and all this stuff. And then the thing I almost got closest to doing was Blue's Clues, was replacing the guy from Blue's Clues. And it's so funny that in my mind, I just had a compartment where I was like, oh, yeah, well, whatever, dude. Paycheck is a paycheck.
Yeah.
Also kind of worrying like, oh, my comedy friends are going to be like, Jesus Christ, the dude's Blue's Clues. But I feel like this is a common crossroads that a lot of us get to, right? As you start getting the opportunity to work, you're definitely not getting to like go beyond The Office or Parks and Recs right out of the gate.
No.
You're often your Blue's Clues, or you're playing a caveman that did you have any, did you wrestle with that at all? Like, I have all this comedy cred and now I'm going to do something that maybe I'll be embarrassed about.
I mean, weirdly, I really think that the Caveman Show wasn't bad at all, especially comparatively to like another network sitcom that year or any given year. I was like, these are actually not, they're funny scripts, a lot of funny people involved. I really was not like, ooh, I'm so embarrassed. I mean, it came out, it was not well liked. And also anything where you're like in heavy makeup or prosthetics feels not as cool.
Yeah, right.
But again, similar to you, it's like you just want to work you want to, one, because you want to make money. Two, you just need experience.
You want to start the climb up the ladder, right? You got to get on one of the fucking rungs, wherever that is.
Exactly. And I think it was like, I had been in New York and I had been making my way through that process of, okay, well, I want to try to get a commercial agent. I got a commercial agent and I was like, I want to book a commercial. I started booking commercials. Then it was like, there's all these VH1, those green screen shows. I love the 80s. But I was on the like awesomely bad metal songs. Like, and I did like 10 of those. And then I got invited to try it out to do Best Week Ever. And then I got on Best Week Ever. And all of a sudden I was like sort of quote unquote on TV.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you on Punk'd being like, how do you get punked? Like, how do you get on that? Like, I felt so
excluded or on the outside. Yeah, me too.
And I think maybe all of us sort of feel that way.
Yeah, but I imagine now, okay, from the outside, and I'm probably dead wrong, but it seems like your little crew of guys and women that you were doing comedy with seemed a little more inclusive and benevolent from the outside. The fact that you guys all ended up working together and there's a lot of charity among you and you do show up for each other and all that stuff. I didn't feel that way. When I was at the Groundlings, I remember like certain dudes booked tons of commercials and I was just crazy jealous. And some people had agents and they did some things on Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I was like, I felt like there was a gigantic wall between me and them.
Yes.
And I don't feel like anyone was like, here, grab the rope. That could just be my shitty personality and that I wasn't like endearing myself to anyone to help me. But I didn't feel like it was like anyone was bringing someone else along for the ride.
I don't know if that's Groundlings culture or if that was LA culture at the time or like, I think it all, UCB, I think inherently was built on a more because I was sort of straddling doing stand up and doing UCB stuff in New York, and I think UCB is a pretty collaborative thing. It's like you can do a character on your own, but ultimately you need your group, your improv group or your sketch group to really bring you up. And I could be wrong, but it seemed like Groundlings was more built a little bit to like get your characters together to
get on Saturday Night Live and then be a franchise comedian.
Yes,
yeah.
That was not the sort of the early philosophies that I felt at UCB.
When I've worked with Polar, the place is completely populated with people that she's worked with over the years. She's and clearly goes out of her way to make sure people.
Yes, and she's unbelievable in that way, and it's just all tides rise. You know, is that the all boats rise?
All boats are lifted by a rising tide.
That sounds good.
That sounds really close
to what
close
it is. To me.
Yeah.
In fact, that feels like
a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yes, I like that too. I like all of these things.
These are really good.
But I do think that was.
Could there be a cottage industry where we take a really well-known one and we just deviate just by two words
and maybe do like small pillows that are embroidered that don't make a ton of sense?
Toothbrushes. That's the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning. If you could somehow print all a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, that's what you look at. You're trying to read a very confusing toothbrush at that hour.
With a slogan that isn't quite right.
Well,
right.
Sometimes that wakes you up more is a confusing like, email. You're like, what the fuck does this mean? And all of a sudden you're awake. And you're jacking off knowing you're about to do Dax Shepard's podcast.
Isn't it wild how different an email is at 4 p.m. than 8 a.m.? Where like I've read the same email at 4 and I'm that person wasn't out to get me.
Oh, interesting. Do you feel that way first thing in the morning?
Yeah, when I wake up in the morning, everything's twice as loud. Everyone's trying to kill me. And then an email that's just innocuous seems like it's full of passive aggressiveness.
I get that. I will read. It's terrible that the way I really wake up is to look at my phone.
Yeah.
Because it gets your brain going. But then I'm terrible at waking up. So I'll then spend like another half hour in bed, half sleeping, half going through the email I've just read and getting riled up or confused and then having a dream about it and being like, just confused and angry. And then, but a 4 p.m. email, that is interesting, the context of how you read something at 4 versus.
Also in my day, right? So like by 4, I've done a couple things I can hang my hat on. The pressure of not failing in that day has passed.
So
when I wake up, my brain starts telling me you're a piece of shit.
Is that where you start the day?
Yes. Granted, I've gotten much better over the years because I have kids now. So for the last 5 years, really I wake up and I hear someone needing something.
Yes.
So I don't have time to think about myself, which is the greatest luxury of children. But in general, yes, my darkest minute of the day is like when I open my eyes. It's you're a piece of shit, you're lazy, you're a failure, and you'll never be what you want to be. And then I start digging myself out of that hole with a list of action.
Yeah. And by the end of the day, you're like, you know what, Dex? You're all right, kid.
Yeah. Never you're great. Yeah. Just, you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then like, I'm going to go to sleep now. Wake up the next morning, you're like, you piece of shit.
Look at you laying here.
Yeah.
How did you even get here?
Yeah.
Do you have any of that in the morning? The dark darkness?
I'm trying to think about what time of day that hits me. Because I definitely have it.
Good. I would have hated you if you just felt great about yourself all day.
No, it's when I look in the mirror. I'm never thrilled looking in the mirror. But that's to limit it to just having a deep distaste for my physical appearance would undersell the level of self-loathing that I seem to. But I can't say that I'm like. I do vacillate through a day. Like it does start in the morning usually of like some people start their day hopeful. It doesn't start that way for me. It's like, fuck, I didn't do X, Y, and Z yesterday. And now it's looming on me. And I've started to do yoga, which I really love, but I will, in those silent moments, I'll realize the 10 things that I have not done.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I will finish like something like yoga, which should be meditative, and be stressed out because the quiet has made my tasks scream in my head.
Yeah. And have you ever tried transcendental meditation?
I have not. I've done a little meditation, but Headspace or something like that, which I've enjoyed, but then stop and don't do.
Right.
Do you do it?
Well, before we had kids, so I solely did it because I worship Howard Stern, and he's a big proponent of TM, right? He thinks it saved his life and his mom. So I was like, okay, I'll try this. If this dude, whatever.
Yeah.
So Kristen and I both went through the classes, and then we started doing it together as a couple, which was awesome because we would schedule it together and we would do it. I can't speak high enough about it. It is fucking great. If I made the time for it, it would alleviate probably 80% of all that racket in my head. So I am a big proponent of it. But again, because of the kids, I'm not waking up by choice. I'm waking up because one of them is yelling up like the room's on fire.
Yes.
So I don't get to do it as much. But when I am writing something and then I go dedicate a week at a hotel where I'm just going to write all day long, I'll do it there. And again, immediately the benefits are awesome. And then especially for me, if I'm writing, when I do that like 5 p.m. one, right when I've stopped thinking, like I've actually succeeded and my brain's not active anymore, it's like a whole act of something will just get dropped in my head, which is the craziest feeling that I had never gotten before TM, where it's like, holy shit, he does that, and that, and then that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I got it in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know where it came from, but it happened.
You cleared out some of the fucking dust, or just it all of a sudden gets clear.
Yeah, I think so much of you do a ton of writing, right?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of mental gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
And you're really just trying to get to a place where you believe that your brain can create the answers to all these questions. And that weirdly is the task, is believing that it's in there.
Yeah. And listening, when you listen to Howard and have him, when he talks to musicians, and like, it'll be like, oh, we wrote this song in 20 minutes.
Yes.
That it is.
Or I was washing my hair in the shower and I got Hey Jude.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, but weirdly, that was about his dick.
And
And that's what's so amazing about that song.
that is.
People don't realize
That's
that.
why
They think it's about Julian Lennon,
Yeah.
but it's about his Paul McCartney schwanz. I think I feel like I'd like to be. It seems like when you clear out that space, it's sort of something. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it this way. It's something divine can happen.
Yes.
I don't mean to be like and
divine in
I
that
was
it defies
touched.
explanation.
Yes.
Yep.
And you could sit in a room, for 5, 10, and 20 hours with people being like crack, 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 and nothing happens, and then all of a sudden, in like a 20-minute period, things unfold before you.
And do you have activities that you found that foster that, or driving? Some people like driving.
Driving does not do it for me. Driving puts me to sleep.
Interesting.
I literally, for real.
Okay. Have narcolepsy behind the
I
wheel?
kind of have narcolepsy. I think like my ADD functions entirely not in like hyperactivity of like, oh, I'm doing this. It's like I just like almost fall asleep. Like,
wow.
I went and saw, if I don't get to talk for within 30 minutes of anything, I will probably come close to falling asleep. Like I went and saw Springsteen on Broadway this past week.
Right. I hear that's incredible.
It is. And I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan. He's deep respect for the talent, but I'm like, I come from suburbs of New York, and you're either, if you're from the tri-state area, you're either a Billy Joel guy or you're a Bruce Springsteen guy.
Yeah, I'm a Billy Joel guy.
Right. I'm a Billy Joel guy. I don't know like how that happened, but that's how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I went and saw, I'd heard a lot about the Springsteen show, and it's unbelievable.
Well, first of all, can we just say I've seen that guy in concert, the boss.
Yeah.
The work output is something to behold. And I don't know how old he is, but when I went and saw him with friends, and the show must have been 3 hours long, and he was sprinting across the stage and sliding on his knees. And I thought, how on earth does this guy do this?
Yeah. He's alone on stage. This show is 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Fuck.
And he's alone on stage the entire time, minus his wife joining him on stage for a few songs. And that's really beautiful, the two of them singing together. But he's literally alone on stage. So it's a monologue, it's a story, and then it's a song, story, song, story, song. And this is 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
And he's got to be, I think he's about 60, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, he's in crazy shape.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's like a physical
He's unbelievable.
abnormality. There's something genetically he has.
So you're watching something really special. And for me, I am learning about this dude's life. And yet, about 40 minutes in, I am fighting falling asleep.
Oh, sure.
For no reason. I am deeply interested in what I'm watching, what I'm listening to. I'm enjoying it.
Can I make a little suggestion?
Yeah.
What if you brought a little pillow that you talked into so that no one could hear you, but you just hold it to your lips and then you speak just to bring yourself back online.
I literally was in the theater and was quietly talking to myself. I've never done that before. And I was like, I'm going to try this where I'm like, this is great. I'm really
well, look at him now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's how.
That's Freehold, New Jersey. That's where he's from. Interesting. That's the thing is, so I do like you doing yoga. I will go for hikes on my own.
I read that you love hiking.
I do love to hike. I mean, we are in our
the
little
hiking
area.
capital of Los Angeles.
I live very close to Griffith Park, and so I like.
You do the observatory hike often?
The whole run of everything along that way.
Like if a young lady wanted to meet you and she wanted to post up somewhere, like what trailhead are you going up? And generally, when do you?
Yeah,
hike?
what are your hours and what are the restaurants you like going to? And
I'd love for you to just be hiking, carrying your water canteen. I'm assuming you use a canteen.
I use a drinking pouch. Yeah,
okay.
That I got in the Basque
And I
country.
love the notion of just someone just sliding into your slipstream, and just joining you.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for
that's the dream.
Stranger interactions throughout a day. Surprise.
Do you think you would be excited by that or scared?
I would be neither excited nor scared.
Okay.
I would be it's that feeling of like, at least when you see someone coming straight on at you, you're like, okay, we're about to have this interaction.
Sure.
Like I was walking in New York this past weekend. I was with Jason Mantzoukas, a buddy of mine, and people see us together. We've done a lot of stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
People will come up behind us and be like, hello. And you're like, ooh.
Yeah,
Like, how long have you been behind us?
Hey,
You know that feeling? It's a very weird feeling.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
First and foremost, no one should feel bad for us for getting recognized, right? And
No.
I can definitely see
We
where
have-
anyone on the outside's like, well, fuck you. That's
Yes.
what you wanted. So
Yes.
let's-
I totally agree.
Let's start there.
Yes.
I wouldn't sympathize at all with either of us.
Yes.
But let me
Fair
just
enough.
tell you from my point of view what it triggers. I'm from a Detroit suburb where I grew up. If you locked eyes with a dude at Denny's in the restaurant, either he looked away or you looked away. But if you both held that gaze, literally you got to walk outside and fight. Like that's the interaction.
Yes.
It's a very culture of pride environment.
Yeah.
So for me, someone's staring at me uninterrupted. And then when I look at them and go like, I saw you staring at me, and they just hold as if they're watching TV, I am just triggered into like, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to fight this guy. Or like either I got to look away and then I don't want to back down, look
Yes.
away. It just sends me into this crazy place, which is not their fault.
No.
But if I'm just being truthful, that's what's happening. There's a very primitive thing going on when you stare at me for a long time and I look at you and then you don't look away, or when you come up and grab me on my neck
Yes.
while I'm walking.
Yeah.
It just triggers I got to defend myself.
Yes, I come from the suburbs of New York. I have to be honest about myself and my like little world. I did not have that. I did not have a culture of locking eyes at Denny's. We're going
Okay.
outside and fighting.
Okay, good.
I am a largely conflict averse. I was just always the littlest guy in the room, and sometimes the littlest guy becomes the instigator, and
Yes.
sometimes I just was the guy who was like, I will either be the littlest guy who will make a joke to put everything at ease, or I will be the littlest guy who makes some sort of comment to make you feel so silly or stupid that you don't engage me further. Because we both know I'm too smart to try to fight you because I know it will not go well.
Right.
But I might be smart enough to either make you endeared to me or make you feel so insecure that you retreat.
Yes. But did we grow up in similar areas in that? Were there fights in your high school regularly?
Yes, there were fights in my like town and
Yeah,
area.
behind the movie theater and shit.
Yeah, there was some of that like, and I mean I remember when dealing. I mean, again, I went to like a private school. Like I am not from the mean streets, and although I remember, like I grew up in my town, and we would like go. I went to a private school, but then we'd go and like hang out with the public school kids, and there would be that moment of like, hey, we're going to fight. And I'm like, what? Okay. I mean, I don't know how to.
Yeah.
All right. Like there's a novelty to this to me. But getting back to what you were saying, I completely agree. Anyone who comes up and is excited to see me or recognize whatever, like, there's a reason we didn't enter into this profession to be ignored or to be invisible.
Right.
Like I am full. It's just like every other interaction in life. There's certain people whose interactions you like and certain people's interactions you don't like, you know?
Absolutely. You got to think about it as going into a bar, and certainly you would not enjoy talking to every person at that bar. There's going to be 5 people you really click with, 5 that are going to be off-putting and whatever.
And I have friends who I'm like, oh, if we didn't know each other from childhood, you could easily be a dude who I met on the street who I would on first glance not like at all.
Okay.
But you happen to be someone I've known for 30 years and I know that you're the fucking best dude in the world, you know? And it's just it's all context of situationally, like where and how you meet someone. And I end up making out with all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Anyone I deal with on the street.
I think that's a great way to cut through all the awkwardness is just get in that mouth with your mouth.
Oh,
What are you writing for right now?
Big Mouth, my animated show on Netflix.
Which is
all about kids going through puberty.
Yeah, which is amazing. That in itself, I want to know about how you even got that greenlit, because I could see them going, well, who's it for? Because adults who will relate to this don't watch cartoons. And then young kids, this is too something for them. Did that conversation come up?
It did. And we, you know, I think the truth is Netflix has now seen with something like BoJack or a couple of the more adult animated shows that there is a market for adults to kind of watch that stuff on some level.
Yeah.
In this,
and it's very nostalgia provoking for me.
Yes, it is that feeling, and you know, it's based on me and my best friend Andrew Goldberg, my best friend from childhood, who ended up a writer for Family Guy. Like we both sort of, I don't know if you had that buddy when you were in like 7th, 8th grade who you're like, I think I like to be funny, and you have that buddy who's like, I like to be funny too, and you just.
I'm never going to win an Academy Award, but if I were to, the entire speech would be about my best friend Aaron Weekly. Like finding a comedic soulmate in 7th grade and like realizing I was funny, realizing I was like funny, not in just the way that I repeated jokes, but that I was like had a point of view that was weird. And that other kids seemed to start liking that because he gave me this weird confidence. Like the whole thing would be him.
Exactly.
I owe every single thing to Aaron Weekly.
I think you might win that Academy Award before too long.
Well, I'm certainly on track to do so by doing a podcast.
Yeah. What about Aaron Weekly?
Aaron Weekly manages like 12 properties in Detroit. I just saw him last week. We hung out all week.
Funny dude.
Incredibly funny. In fact, I kept texting Monica while I was there. I can't go 30 seconds talking to him where I'm sincerely, where I don't start crying, laughing so hard. And he's not pursued comedy. I don't even think he thinks of himself as a comedian, but his weird point of view, I'm crying. Like,
yeah, it's that thing. So Andrew was that for me when we were that age. And then he ended up like, you know, I ended up doing what I was doing and he ended up doing, he ended up writing for Family Guy. So he came
it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out.
It really is crazy.
Yeah.
So he came to me with Mark Levin and Jen Flackett, who are a writer-director team, and who he was their assistant when he first moved to LA. And they came to me, they were like, we have this idea for a show about the two of you guys in 7th grade kind of going through puberty, animated. And it just was one of those things that immediately was like, yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we built it out and realized, okay, this is really a show about these boys, but it's really about puberty for girls and boys and all these things. And so they were like, you know, we were sort of figuring it out. And Andrew was talking about, our Mark and Jen were talking about they have kids and that, like, you know, Andrew's like, well, Andrew should have like a hormone monster, you know, and Mark was like, well, it should just be the hormone monster, you know, like that should be the character. And they told me about him. They're like, we have this idea for like a hormone monster, and I immediately was just like, touch yourself, Andrew. And it just became, it was like, okay, there he is. Like, there's the hormone monster.
Yeah.
So I think that once we started to have that, we were kind of like, oh, that's why this show exists, that animation will provide the medium for which we can tell very complicated, nuanced stories about kids going through puberty.
Yes.
That we have these hormone monsters, that we have.
Well, there's a safety in the fact that the characters are animated,
Yes.
right? If you were watching real 12-year-olds do this,
Yeah.
it'd probably be too scary or dangerous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And literally it is, because there are like tons of episodes where kids are masturbating.
Yeah. That's a rough one to film.
Having sex with pillows and all that stuff. And also, like Mark's first job was on the Wonder Years. And you do a show about the Wonder Years. Fred Savage is going to get older every year, and you can only tell so many stories about that coming of age moment.
Yeah.
And animation, we can keep that.
Yes.
We can keep them in that area and space.
Lisa Simpson is the same age.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the question was, how do we find who is this show for? What we found, kind of crazy enough, is that like I went back to New York for my nephew's bar mitzvah, and he was like, he and his friends who were like 12, 13 are watching the show because it's an animated show. It's dirty. It's like South Park or Family Guy.
Yeah.
And they were quoting stuff back to me. And then I went to like the reception, and their parents, who are all like my brother's age and like their 40s, are all like, we love the show too, because it's written by people their age and cultural context stuff. And
the rabbi, did he
the rabbi? I had a few rabbis tell me that they watched it. And the coolest thing is that the show is, trying to be very, very funny and dirty and kind of dark, but the idea is to demystify so many of the aspects of puberty and sexuality that are things that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
To give kids and parents sort of a platform to talk about really hard stuff of.
Well, this is one of my big soapbox things is as progressive as we get in lots of ways, the thing that we still seem to be locked in the 1800s with is sexuality and the fear of sexuality and the fear of people having sex and all this. And I can't understand. I mean, my explanation is that we were kind of founded by, Quakers and Puritans and all this, and it just kind of stuck around. But there is this crazy shyness about all of it. And I feel like it's the least talked about thing in our culture. Yeah. And it's still the scary, like ever since I had daughters, almost every dude I run into is like, good luck when they're teenagers. Like the message being like, some dude's gonna fuck your daughters. And it's, first of all, that doesn't scare me. I hope to God my daughters are having sex and that they're horny and they experience all that and it's really fun. I only want them to be doing it because they're horny, not because they want validation or approval.
Yes.
But the notion that I wouldn't want my daughters to enjoy this weird gift we were all given, the only drug we get that doesn't fuck you up the next day, really.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. It became really clear once I had daughters of like this crazy fear. And then I start noticing the culture of raising daughters where you tell them, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, but keep that thing.
Yes.
Keep your virginity safe.
Yes.
Make sure the guy's in love with you. The fucking pressure of it all that stuff is bonkers.
It's a lot of mixed messages, and I think largely because we as a culture have not come to be at ease with all of it, as exactly what you're saying. And I think like in doing the show, we had done I think culturally there's a lot of stuff about boys like masturbating and dicks and stuff like that is sort of out there, but girls and their sexuality.
Monica.
We've talked about this before on the podcast. I don't feel like there's an equal representation of male and female horniness. Yeah.
I agree. I think if you
and she's like she rightly just lists like a movie like American Pie. The whole premise of the movie, why it opens, is because he's going to fuck a pie. There's never been a single movie about a 13-year-old girl jamming a cucumber in her or whatever the fuck happens. I'm speaking way out of my depths right now.
No, you're right. It's a cucumber.
Is it a cucumber?
But it is
American cucumber.
It lacks a little of the same.
It doesn't have the sweetness.
Pickle girl. I don't know if that's worse, but I think but in regards to that, like, in season 1 of the show, there's an episode called Girls Are Horny Too. And it's all specifically about the idea that girls get horny and that they're figuring out their bodies, and a girl meets her own vagina and has a conversation with it, and it's Kristen Wiig plays her vagina.
Oh, that's right.
But it's been very important to us in that way, especially because animation, I think, is such a generally boys heavy thing, that we wanted to create something that addressed both. So like episode 2, the girls, Jessie gets her hormone monstrous, just like Andrew has his hormone monster. Maya Rudolph is, so we got all the groundlings coming through.
Yeah. And they're all stabbing each other in the back
they all
as they're
just
recording. No, Maya's like the opposite.
No, Maya's
she's the
best.
bring you along type of groundling.
So it was very, what was exciting to me about this particular show and spending the time on it was the idea that we were kind of talking about something that really felt kind of important to me, and to give kids the chance to feel like they're not alone.
Right.
Because I think that's one of the major aspects of puberty.
There is no reason for me to have felt this way. My mother's the most progressive, open woman ever, and she raised me. I had all this shame about jacking off.
Yeah.
I would jack off. I was regularly trying to quit. I mean, I was constantly trying to quit jacking off, and I just couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
And then I was riddled with shame that I couldn't get through a whole day without jacking off.
Yeah.
Or like I went and snuck and got the lotion out of my mom's bathroom, and then just the shame that I had somehow ensnared my mother into this creepy habit of mine.
Yeah, and then it's a scented lotion, and you're like, oh my God, I've got the smell and the association.
It was intensive care. Do you know what I'm talking about? The yellow.
Yeah. Oh, I know it.
Yeah. And I was giving my penis very intensive care.
But that's what you're giving it intensive, but care. But so like season 2 of the show, the big new character that we add in is the shame wizard.
Oh, wonderful.
So David Thewlis, who is like, I don't know if you watch Fargo season 3, the bad guy.
Favorite show.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Oh.
We got him to be the shame wizard. Yeah, it's...
The guy with the teeth?
Yes.
Oh.
The English.
Fucking
Andrew, he sort of talks like this.
Oh my God. He's so
fucking
great.
creepy. So we got him to be the shame wizard. We were watching that show. We were watching Fargo season 3 and then writing that character. And we just were like, well, let's just write it in his voice.
Right.
And then we kind of went out to him and he was like, okay. Anyway, it was really it's very gratifying to write.
Yeah.
And make.
So here's my question. And this is all I think I'm learning more and more the more I talk about it on here. It's just my issue. So I do worry that the field of things we can make fun of or talk about is shrinking, right?
Yeah.
As we get more and more progressive.
Correct.
Which again, it's worth it.
Yes.
I want to start by saying
I agree.
It's worth it. But it does scare me a bit. I think that my pervy sense of humor in a Me Too moment is just very dangerous. I got to really watch that. You know what I'm saying? I've got to monitor that. And I also think, do you worry about like, I've already created comedy that's probably not going to age that well. Do you know? Like, let me give you an example. And let me just say, I'm all in. I fucking love it. But I watched you do Bobby Bottle Service last night.
Yeah.
And you're talking to the woman in this cheating sketch, like you have a show like Cheaters, and you're crying, which is hilarious, and you're super emotional, and then you go in to kiss her.
Yeah.
The whole thing's hilarious. It's hilarious because we're making fun of dudes like that, and we all know them. And I was like, God, I wonder if today you write that same sketch, if that moment in the sketch exists, or you got to back off that. And is it should we just back off that? I don't know, but is this in your craw at all?
Yes. I mean, I think I'm one, as we write a show about human sexuality, I'm now very, very aware of, and especially after this last year, because we wrote a bunch of it before the Me Too movement took hold. But even beyond that, we were already, you're aware of like, what are we saying about this sexual issue or this like proclivity or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm very conscious of that now every day as we write. I do look back on characters. There are things that I think I'm like, ooh, how does that age? Will that age well? Maybe not so well, or more. Could I still play that character?
Yeah. Because weirdly, and I don't think people necessarily connect all these dots, but by making a buffoon of a misogynist, you are actually pushing it forward.
Yes.
You're, in my mind. Now, I people could disagree, but I don't think you're condoning it. I think you're pointing out how preposterous it is.
Yes, and that's why I think for the most part, I still think I could do something like Bobby or that sketch, because in the end, the butt of the joke is the buffoonery of a misogynist, as you said. Yeah. So I just think we have to be much more thoughtful about how and why we're doing a joke now than we were 10,
Yeah.
even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So like it used to be like, and we ran into this like, you know, Mulaney and I did this show, Oh Hello, and
Yeah, I
they're
watched
about
it.
two
So
Upper
good.
West
Yeah.
Side, like outdated, idiot,
Yeah.
awful, you know, white dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
And we had a few jokes in there that were like getting a very good laugh that were like racists in that these guys are telling their racist point of view.
Yeah.
But there were a few of them were like, the audience is not laughing at this for the right reasons.
Right.
You know,
right.
like they're laughing at this, or these guys are telling this, and it's just sort of more racist than it is a commentary on racism.
Yeah.
And so we have to lose those jokes.
Uh-huh.
Whereas 5 years ago, we might not have thought about it and be like, the laugh's big.
They love it, yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
Everyone's here.
And everyone
knows.
and also you can make the mistake of trusting that everyone knows your heart.
Yes, correct.
Right? I make that mistake all the time. Like,
Yes. You're like, oh, I would never like, I mean, look.
Get real. Are you kidding? I wouldn't fucking,
Right.
you know. But
well, we came in here starting to talk about like me jerking off, thinking about coming in here so that we're going to jerk off again. Like I am drawn to, I think you and I are both drawn to that kind of like, what's the possibly most uncomfortable thing we can say?
yes. It's a mild form of Tourette's, right? Like you evaluate what's the worst thing I can say
Yes.
now. In fact, I just move through life. If you could hear my internal dialogue, it's like every time I step up to a counter anywhere, first thought is, what's the worst thing I could say in this
Yes.
moment that would have just ostracized me from this Rite Aid? And then I'm actively fighting saying that.
Yeah.
And that's just my brain.
I have a similar, I don't know if that's everyone or if that's a specific sort of comedic sensibility or like
I have a hunch it's most people. I think because we're so aware of the social construct and how we're supposed to behave, and then we have all these rules, and they're all arbitrary. We kind of just agreed to them, and so you're just constantly aware of like, how do I stay in the boundaries of this interaction? Right? Are you, Monica? Do you, when you step up to a counter
Rite Aid.
somewhere and the dude's got an eye patch on, do you just think like, do not say pirates?
No.
Okay.
I don't have that issue.
No,
I
you
don't. I really don't. I don't
Okay.
have the thing that you're talking. I don't have the, let me say, the most outrageous thing.
Okay. It's not even outrageous as much as, oh, this is the worst thing I could do. Avoid this. It's almost like I'm trying to identify landmines before I open my mouth.
What do you think that is?
Oh, boy.
Because have you stepped on too many?
Well, you know, I infamously have, my brand is putting my foot in my mouth.
Right. That's
I've got
the
so many
difference.
stories where
Yeah.
you would be so mortified.
Well, but that's part of it is, and that's what's tricky is I think if you're someone who either I say the wrong thing, I dig myself out, I then have a great story about it, or I say the most inappropriate thing and I get a great response to it because I think both of us have figured out how to do comedy where you're like, ooh, there's a surprise and shock in that. And
Yeah.
some of the time it's well received, sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
You're like, how are you supposed to find that line?
Yeah, and actually, what percentage is acceptable? Like, if I'm only striking out like 2% of the time, and
Hey.
I'm crushing 90, I feel like I got to just keep going.
Yeah, I have that. I had that with I actually I was at UCB. This was right when Caveman was coming out, and I have a few cheese. Anyway. But this particular time, Caveman was just coming out. I was in New York doing press for it. Some journalist was following me around for a night, and part of the thing was like, I'll go to UCB and do monologues at ASCAP.
Yeah.
And I'd only done that a few times at that point. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a very big deal for me to be there and be doing that show. And I show up and I find out that someone else had booked me, and Amy had booked Alec Baldwin to do the show.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, don't worry about this. Like, bump me for Baldwin.
Yeah.
That's as good a story as anything else that'll happen. Like, yeah, I got bumped for Baldwin. That's fine.
Yeah.
And Amy talks to Alec and was like, okay. She comes over to me. She says, you know what? Okay, so what's going to happen is you'll do the first half of the show and Alec will do the second half. And I was like, okay, great. That's
Again,
very good.
back to how admirable Polar is.
She's just like,
She would do that.
she would do that to be like, no, this
I'd
kid.
be like, Kroll, we're bros. You
Yeah,
gotta-
like
come on,
yeah,
dude.
we
Baldwin's
booked,
here.
yeah, Alec Baldwin's here, but like he'll do the second half. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then so Baldwin then comes up and she's like, "Oh, Alec, this is Nick," and Al says to me, he's like, what stories are you going to tell? I don't want us to cross over at all. You know, because like monologues that ask how you tell true stories about your life. You know?
Well,
so
you
he says,
hope that they're true.
what stories are you going to tell? I don't want our stories to cross over. And I look at him and I go, well, I was going to talk about my divorce to Kim Basinger.
Great joke. Yeah. Really great.
And he looks at me
That's
for a
quick.
second,
That is good.
and I feel Polar walking away. And I'm like,
great.
oh my God, like, what is this fucking kid doing?
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he goes, you know, talk about what a bitch she is. And I was like, you know, he was doing a bit back with me, but there
Yeah.
was that minute of like
Panic.
but it's that thing, it's that instinct to say the wrong thing.
It's weirdly, if you can think about it in a way that we're adrenaline junkies, because the moment you make those decisions, your adrenaline spikes.
Yes.
That moment you're waiting to see how Alec Baldwin, who we know is can be aggressive when it's called for.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an exciting event, right?
It was, but I immediately was like, why did I just fucking say that?
Right. You've done a lot of press, and for people who've not done press, you have to do these Hollywood Foreign Press days, right? And the Hollywood Foreign Press is a group of expat writers from different countries that have a little group here. Suffice to say, none of them are born in the U.S.
Yes.
And so we were doing press for Parenthood, and we had our Hollywood Foreign Press Day. And one of the questions to Jason Katims, the creator, was, why did you decide to make Crosby's relationship interracial? Why did you hire Joy Bryant to be a black mom, right? And I said, I got this, Katims. You know, the show's based on the movie, and in the movie, my character had a half black son. And once you have a half black son, frankly, we were just painted into a corner. And no, I'm so used to doing the other press from the 3 days before, where we're all Americans, which they would have clearly laughed, known I was joking. And I just see all these people writing down this quote, that I just said we were painted into a corner, and I go, "Oh my God, did I just shit the bed?"
Yeah.
Like, this is not the right
But you
audience.
can't stop yourself.
No,
from doing
it's over. It's done. I said it. People wrote it down. It was certainly printed in Poland somewhere. You know.
Oh my God. But I know that feeling. It's like, because you're also like, we're all aware of what is.
Yes.
But some people
and again,
aren't.
you know, I'm not a racist or something, but no, they don't know that. They're meeting me, some of them, for the first time, and I say that with a straight face.
But I can't stop.
Now, do you? I think I have a handle on why I became funny. Do you think you have an idea of where that was there a self-defense mechanism in there?
I think it was. I mean, it's a combination of things. I'm the youngest of four.
So you were the entertainer.
So I was. I think when you're the youngest, I think if you look around at a lot of youngest, they're oftentimes entertaining or wanting to entertain. I think, and now seeing my siblings and friends and family with like lots of kids, there's just something about the fourth that like I have 3 siblings. They all have 4 kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I've seen the fourth just is like
they're crazy, right?
They're
generally?
crazy. They're exposed to more. They're just exposed to their older siblings. They get more information at an earlier age.
They're competing with people much more skilled at everything.
Yeah, and also I find that the older siblings get a kick out of the youngest because they've helped shape that kid.
Yes.
So I think that was a big part of it for me. I was also like tiny. I was definitely. I got into high school. I wasn't 5 feet tall when I got into high school. So I think my defense mechanism, both to defend myself, but also to charm.
Yeah, because you liked girls, right?
I liked girls, and I was like, I'm not gonna get it because I got the best body in my grade.
Or you slam dunked.
None of that,
dude.
It was like, I think I can make them laugh.
Yeah.
And that was a big one for me. I think, so I would chalk it up, and possibly most importantly, my family's just funny. I've like my siblings are funny. My parents are pretty funny. So, I mean, obviously I came from a culture literally and in my family that I think humor is a major kind of mechanism for us. But then I think on another level, it was a pure, like, it was the best weapon I had.
Yeah. But do you remember ever having this specific conversation with yourself? Because I actually remember it. 9th and 10th grade, I'd moved to a different high school. No one knew me. I had in 8th grade, I was 5'11", 165. In ninth grade, I was
5'4".
6'3", 155. So I had lost 10 pounds and gained 4 inches. I had the worst hairdo in the whole town. I had a terrible mullet. My skin was a mess. The nose came in full force and just on this skinny face. And for 2 straight years, there's no girl was giving me any attention, right? And I remember looking in the mirror like upset by what I was seeing.
Yeah.
And then just going, look, man, this is not your way in. Like, you're just going to have to fucking really get charming.
Yeah.
Like, I had the talk with myself, and I remember just thinking, you're not going to be hanging it on this face.
Yeah.
So that's out. That's a wrap on that path. It's got to be all personality for you.
Yeah. I definitely had that throughout. I mean, I think I was the tiny version of that. Where I was like, I'm never going to, but it also then meant like I spent years like being the funny guy that girls like to spend time with, but they still weren't like into.
You're in the friend zone.
I was definitely friend zoned and rightfully so.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I wasn't like, how dare they?
Oh, good. Because I could see where that would lead me to a how dare they. Like, I'm putting in 40 hours a week. I'm listening to you talk about Greg.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely did that, but I quickly, for better or worse, learned that lesson in high school after getting my heart broken like 2 or 3 times by girls who I was friends with who liked me as a friend and thought I was really funny. And then they like went and like gave a hand job to the guy on the lacrosse team.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I learned for better or worse some lesson. Like, if you're getting friend zone vibe, you're a friend.
Yes.
And like, get out of there. If you don't want to be friends with that person.
Right.
Like, because other times you're like, oh, I'm so deeply grateful that I have made this friend.
Yeah.
But other times I'm like, no, the reason I want to spend all this time with this person, this girl, is
lay
because
naked with you.
Yeah, I want to get naked with you.
Absolutely.
If we are not going to lay naked, God bless, no hard feelings.
Yes,
but I am not going to, because it's dishonest of the men. Because as men, and I think women do it sometimes, but really men do it where it's like, it's not their fault that they don't want to have sex with us.
Correct.
Because we've sold them on a friend
exactly.
game.
It's totally false advertising.
Yes.
I would love to just spend time with you.
Yeah.
Which you are happy to do for a period. And then you want to get those clothes off and get horizontal.
Yes.
And just wrestle around under those cold sheets on a hot summer day.
Yeah. Oh.
But my psyche was K through 5th grade, no girls liked me. All my buddies had girlfriends. That was very demoralizing. And then 9th through 10th grade. I've had way more time where girls liked me, but my brain is stuck in that.
Yes.
And I've had an endless, bottomless pit of wanting approval from attractive girls.
Yes.
So do you have that complex at all? Like,
oh, yeah. For sure.
Or popular. But even if I could label someone popular or hot or out of my league, I just am insatiably drawn to that.
Yeah. And I like, we definitely covered it somewhat in the show. In the first episode of Big Mouth, it's like, Nick is feeling insecure about his size, so he has the courage to ask out the prettiest girl in 8th grade, even a grade above him, to the dance, and she says yes. And it was a symbol of how I spent a lot of my life, which was, trying to get affirmation or validation for myself by getting who I thought to be the most attractive woman in the room or the most successful or whatever it is that...
and it's in hopes, right, that you will somehow, or at least for me, it's that, wow, if that person would like me, it would prove to me that I'm better than I feel like I am.
Yes.
And it just doesn't work, right?
No.
You can wake up next to Brooke Shields and you're like, you look in the mirror, you're going to see the exact same thing.
Yeah, and I've woken up next to Brooke Shields, and her husband, Chris Henchy, is so mad every time.
Oh, he's mad. I've always found him to be so generous.
He's so mad that I'm not that he's not in there with us.
Okay.
And I hope this gets out there that I've had numerous threesomes with Brooke Shields and Chris Henchy.
Yeah. By the way, if I could pick a threesome, they'd be high on my list.
They would be high on the list.
Because you could be really cutting it up with Henchy.
Yes. I have a bit with Henchy, actually, that... For those, I mean, Chris Henchy is married to Brooke Shields and is a writer and producer and works with Adam McKay and Will Ferrell at Gary Sanchez and is one of the funniest dudes around.
Yes.
And Brooke Shields is one of the coolest women, men, whatever.
Yeah.
So I've had a bit with Henchy for I don't know how many years where when we see each other, we say hi. We very quickly kiss on the lips and then walk away and not talk about it. And like people will sort of like look and see, be like, did that just happen? Like we did it in front of Farrell one time where we're like, hey man, hey, what's up? Kiss on the lips. And then Farrell's just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And so one night I was at a hotel in New York with a couple of my high school buddies who I've known, it's for 20, 25 years. And I see Brooke Shields walk by. I see Henchy walk by. They're at the hotel. We're all in the lobby having a drink separately. And I go to my buddies. I go, watch this.
Yeah.
They don't know exactly what's going on. I go up to Brooke Shields and Henchy sees me like 5 seconds before I walk up to him. They've just been served 2 glasses of champagne. They're toasting each other.
Oh, wow.
And they're about
it's like a Zales commercial.
Yeah, they're about to toast each other and kiss. And I go, hey guys. And she looks at me and goes, hey man. Stops toasting Brooke, looks up, gives me a kiss on the lips. And we just start chatting.
Like a couple of Frenchmen.
Yeah. And Brooke Shields is just staring at us. She's seen us do the bit. She knows the bit.
She knows her role in this ensemble.
And my 2 high school buddies are looking at me being like, did Nick just kiss Brooke Shields' husband while she stood by and watched? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Anyway,
that makes me think of a time where I tried that exact same move that you did, and it backfired in the most horrendous way possible. And it was with Mike Tyson. And this is true. I was in Vegas one weekend. Punk'd had just started airing. I think it had only been on for 6 weeks. I go to this fight, walking down a hallway, leaving, a huge hand on my shoulder. I turn around. This gigantic dude says to me, Mike Tyson wants to say hi to you. And I go, oh my God, yeah. Where is he? And he walks me over to Tyson. And Tyson's like, oh my God, you're so funny on this Punk show. I watch it all the time. It's so good. You're so great on the show. I don't know how you think about all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, fucking Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson. I'm like, over the moon. He goes, I really want to do the show. And I go, dude, you're Mike Tyson. You can be on the show anytime you want. He's like, oh, good. I'm going to try to get a hold of somebody. Let's do this. And I'm like, oh my God. He gives me a full hug. That was the fight. I swear to you, Nick, 7 days later on a calendar, NBA All-Star game in Los Angeles at the Staples Center, waiting at the valet when we're leaving. I see fucking Mike Tyson sitting by himself. I'm with my friend Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah.
I go, dude, Rosie, Iron Mike is a huge fan. He's like, no, he's not. I go, Mike Tyson loves me. Let's go talk to him. I go over, just start with a real familiar hand on the shoulder. I'm squeezing his shoulder. Hey, Mike, how's it going? And he looks at me and he goes, who the fuck are you? And in my mind, I think, oh, okay, he's showing me he knows how to punk people. And I go, oh, that's fucking great. Now I'm slapping him on the shoulder. I'm getting so handsy with him. And I swear to God, and Rosenbaum could back this up, Mike goes, get your fucking hand off me. I'll break your head open.
Oh, my God.
And I saw in his eyes what those fighters had seen. Like I saw the monster inside. And I just like, my body just went ice cold. And we just slowly walked away from the situation. And Rosenbaum was like, wow, huge fan. Real huge fan. And in my head, I'm like, 7 days ago.
What do you think it was?
I think he must have seen an episode of Punk'd on the elevator ride down to the fight. Like it was playing on the TV, and in that moment for those 15 minutes, he knew who I was, and then just data dump. Did not remember me. But it was, and he also has been very honest about having some mental swings and different things and dependency issues. So God knows what was going on in Mike's. Why he was even by himself at valet?
I know that should have been the first. That should have been the first
red flag.
Like you're like, maybe I shouldn't go up to Mike Tyson alone at the valet.
Yeah, it's like if you go to Africa and you see a solo water buffalo, they're like, stay away from that when he's crazy. He's been kicked out of his herd. I should have thought that maybe.
I buy that. That is so. To be confronted with Mike Tyson, that must have been very truly scary.
It was really, really memorable. Like I can feel my whole body the way it felt when he said, I'll break your fucking head open.
And she did not do that to me.
Right.
Brooke Shields, nor did Brooke Shields do that to me.
No.
Yes, I do think I spent a lot of time trying to get that person, whoever it was, in whatever circle I was in. And it is a validation. I mean, what it is ends up being, it's like you are trying to fill some hole or prove to yourself and others that you have worth. I definitely spent many years buying into that fantasy of like, yes, if I get this sort of if I get knighted by this girl, then and it just never worked that way. Yeah. And truthfully, 95% of the time that whoever that woman is or man is or whatever your version of like, I'm going to get the person that makes everyone think that I'm hot shit.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's just not the person you actually are going to find a meaningful relationship with.
That and Monica and I have talked about this a lot. Even worse is for me, I go, if I could just get that girl to like me. Then that girl likes me.
Yeah.
And then my brain goes,
What's
she's
wrong
not
with
as
them?
important as I thought she was.
Why do
Because
they
why
like
would she
me?
like me?
Yeah.
Because it didn't change my assessment of myself.
Correct.
So I just learned that they have bad judgment.
Yes.
They're not hot shit. Why would they be with me? It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like a kind of the thing of like, you bring your baggage with you wherever you go.
Yes.
You know, and it is a weird thing of like, I continue to navigate and figure this stuff out, like at my age, I'm still like, wow, I'm still trying to search for that validation.
And it's the greatest gift for you and I that we've been able to maybe get a few of those things.
Yes.
To find out it doesn't.
Yes.
Because what a gift that you have access to, that you've had access to that, or I've had access to even have that realization. Because I think if I'm still at home doing X, Y, or Z, I still believe in that.
I think so. I think it is largely, I feel incredibly lucky for a lot of things, but part of it being like the idea of, having some level of self-realization of being like, I want to do this thing. I'm going to try to do this thing. And for the most part, I've been able to do it. And that feels unbelievable. The other side of that is you're like, those things that I set out to accomplish, I accomplished them and I'm still kind of bummed out.
Yes.
Is the other realization of it. I do come from privilege. And so, but to do what we've done or what we're doing, it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean?
I had plenty egalitarian.
I've had plenty of it. I have not like starved, like,
right.
But to have succeeded doing the thing that I wanted to do, it just doesn't matter like where you come from, because at the end of the day, you just have to be funny or interesting or whatever it is. And like, if you're not, then you're not going to make it.
It's a meritocracy. That's what I wanted to say.
I sure hope so.
Egalitarian.
Yes.
Now I am wondering this because I've been working on this theory, which is, I'm obsessed with money in a very unhealthy way. And I get better and better at it every year.
Mm-hmm.
I attribute it to growing up with no money.
Mm-hmm.
Are you obsessed with money? Or are you fine with money? Did growing up with money kind of take that pressure off the table a little bit?
I think so. I think it's one of the true advantages of having grown up with it. It was not a thing that I ever had to think about survival, right, or how I was going to eat or how my family was going to eat.
Yeah.
It's an incredible advantage, and it has been the way I will say that money helped me.
It's so awesome that you can even own that you grew up with money, because I think about 99% of people that had some pretend they didn't.
Well, it's like the internet. There's no. By the way, the internet says that my family has more money than it has.
Sure.
I will just say that.
Yeah, it says I have more money than I have.
So it's like if anyone who's going out there looking on net worth, like celebrity net worth, is not right.
Yes.
Right. So I will say that, but it would be crazy for me to deny or downplay it, because it's just, I'm like, it's part of who I am. It's part of like how I became whoever it is that I am.
Yeah.
So I think two things about it. One, I have not been unhealthily obsessed with it because I always had it.
Yeah.
Two, it allowed me to make decisions about the kinds of things I wanted to do in my career, that allowed me to be more picky in certain regards because it wasn't like, fuck, my mom needs healthcare, or fuck, I need to, like, I never used my parents' money to like help pay for my life at all.
Yeah.
But I always knew that I didn't have to
buy
take
them
jobs, that I didn't want to buy them a house.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, which I know is an incredible advantage.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I like nice things.
Yeah. What do you like? Like, what is your, what are you embarrassed to say?
As I'm saying, I'd say that like, It took me years, but it's like I like to not fly a coach.
Right.
There was at some point, like some years ago, I don't know what it was, like 6-7 years ago, I was like, I will not, if I don't have to, I will fly business class.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Well, you guys looked at each other.
Well, because we have a funny story where Kristen had in her contract for a movie she did built in like X amount of first class tickets for the family to come visit, right?
Right.
And the way we framed it, Monica and I, was that my 3-year-old had a +1 in business class. Because Monica was my 3-year-old's +1 in business class, which is not really the case, but we framed it that way.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Monica.
It was the first time I'd ever flown first class. So I said she was like my Richard Gere and I was her pretty woman. But that is not, if anyone flies first class, they will feel that exact same way.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a money thing. It's like if you've stumbled into that experience,
it's hard to go back.
You never want to go back.
Yeah. It's the difference between being crammed in a fucking washer machine
and going to the spa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like growing up, my parents would fly business or first or whatever.
Yeah.
We always flew coach. Like,
sure.
So whatever, like I do think my parents did a good job with us of creating like some semblance of what the value of a dollar is.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, there are certain things that I'm not cheap about, but I am like, I won't drink like mini bar drinks.
Yeah, of course. Who can?
It makes me
Bill Gates.
Yeah, I know it's crazy though.
I wonder who just guilt-free pops open a $12 shot.
I know, or like restaurants. Like I'll drink if I want to drink sparkling water, I'll drink it, but like paying for water at there's certain things that I just am weirdly like, but I will go to the same restaurant and spend $80 on a steak and not think twice about it.
Right.
So it's just a very weird sense of like, what is
mine's monthly subscriptions. Like I will not pay $1 for Pandora.
Really?
I don't know why. I clearly have I have $12 a year to.
I know.
It's so stupid.
But it kills me. I will get those subscriptions and then not use them and then be like so angry with
guilt.
myself that I've done it.
Yes.
And like, so there's stuff like that that's crazy. But nice things.
Do you want to have a nice house? Do you like houses?
I have my house. I love my house.
Okay.
It's not crazy.
Right.
But it is, for me, it is perfect. And so right now you're a car guy.
I love cars. Yeah.
Okay. So I have driven since my time in LA, I got out here for Caveman. I got a Prius. Then I got a thing on Kroll Show where I did an ad for Subaru inside of the show. And so part of my deal was like, I want a car. So I got a lease on an Outback.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was fine. Lovely car.
By the way, I just want to say brand wise for you, that feels like a really consistent vehicle for you to have.
At a Subaru Outback.
Yeah. One of my hobbies is picking what car I think certain personality types should be driving.
Yes.
So I just want to say right there, that works for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at me in my like Red Wing boots and my Carhartt jacket.
Yeah.
My faux man of the people, but not at all vibe.
Yeah. Like you like to camp, but you've never been camping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been camping. I love to hike. I don't like camping.
Okay.
I do. I mean, I do. Do you know what I mean?
love to hike though. That's genuine.
I love to hike and I love being outdoors. I don't like waking up in a sandy tent.
Right.
That is my issue.
Sure. Without a toilet nearby.
So then I got a little Audi A3.
By the way, I wish I would have cut you off at the pass. I was going to say the other brand I feel like is a bullseye for you is Audi.
Okay, yes. So so the little Audi A3, it's the diesel.
Is it the wagon one?
No, it's it was turned out not to be diesel. It's part of it was diesel, but the emissions, it's because it's got that Volkswagen. It was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So that lease is coming up now. So the question is, where do I go now? And I've thought about a few different things. I was like, there's like the Chevy Volt, like where it's like, this is another ecologically sound car. It's nice, but it doesn't say much about me. It seems like,
Yeah.
Then there's the Audi, the e-tron, which is the sort of hatchback hybrid. And then there's the Tesla.
Yeah.
And so those are sort of where I'm trying to figure out.
Do you think a Tesla's too flashy for you? Even when you said it, I could sense in your voice that you thought that was too ostentatious.
Right. So that's the thing is like, this is a thing about money where you're like, I have worked incredibly hard for a long time.
Yeah.
I am a single man. I have the money to do it.
Yeah. You don't have preschool payments.
I don't have preschool payments or anything. And all I do is, I work all as much as I can.
Can I make an argument to you?
Yeah.
If we lived in New York, this would be a different conversation. If we lived in London, this would be a different conversation. But we live in a city where you're going to spend a ton of your life in your car and you're going to be on your deathbed. And if someone really tallied that up, you're literally going to spend a couple years in your fucking car. So why on earth would you ever not get the most favorable environment for you to be spending all that time?
Yes.
If you have the money.
Yes.
It's like, for me, it's like I'm always in the car. So if I can get in this thing that excites me, fucking A, that's such a life gift for me.
Yes.
Like, it's not ego. I don't want anyone to see me in something expensive, but just the thrill of driving the car I have is this little vacation I take on my way. It's turned this, what could be laborious and taxing, into like this fun thing I get to do.
And have you driven the Tesla?
We have, Kristen has the X, the SUV.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
And do you like it?
It's not for me. It's an awesome fucking car.
Right.
And it's super great for the kids because the gold wing doors go up. I don't have to bend over. My back loves it, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. For me, I'm super into motorsports and racing. I need to hear a rumble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, environment.
Yeah.
All I can say is Kristen and I together equal a normal person. She's carbon balancing. Yeah, she's carbon balancing me. It's unethical of me, but that's the truth. But I just want to say, like, you're the two places you're going to be the most in your life is your house and your car.
Yeah,
make whatever for you that is. You deserve that.
Yeah, I will. Thank you for saying that. But I am.
What if we left here and went to the Tesla delership together, and I held your hand while you signed some paperwork?
I know. I need it, but I think that's partly it is. There's a level of, what do I deserve? What? But then there's the outward perception of what does it mean to be a guy in LA with a Tesla? That is a real thing for me.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't be concerned about. It is the appearance of it, of like, what is, look at,
Have you personally seen anyone arrive in a Tesla and thought, oh geez, really?
No, I've seen a few people who like I love and respect. A couple women who I'm like, oh, you've got a Tesla?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, it's like the aging Hollywood Jewish guy who like wants to show how fucking hot shit he is, so he's got his Tesla.
Yeah.
That's the invisible view I have, the eyes on me.
I would have the exact same thought process.
Yeah.
I'm dead on with that thought process.
Yeah.
But I will remind you, like I try to remind myself, no one's going to think about Nick Kroll, period.
Yes, that's correct.
Ultimately, no one's going to evaluate
Nobody gives
you
a shit.
because they're thinking about what they arrived in.
Yes.
Right?
That is the truth.
Yeah. We're all too busy.
Yeah. We're all too busy self-critiquing to critique others.
Yeah. So no one's ever going to think. Now, if you pulled up in a red Ferrari.
Yeah. They're not ostentatious.
They're not. I think it's the responsible.
It feels responsible when you see someone driving a Tesla.
Yeah, I think so. There's something funny. It might be stuck in my head from like 3 or 4 years ago when I saw a few dudes with Teslas, and I was like, oh, okay.
I have had I know a friend in AA who's a really, really successful trial lawyer. He has a ton of amazing cars. We're both super into cars. And his son, he would drop him off at school, and his dad, he'd say, Dad, pull over. Don't drop me at school. He would force him to drop him off 2 blocks before school because his dad owned a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And I thought, this couldn't be more polar opposite than my upbringing. Like, I would have gave a dude a hand job to be delivered to school in a Ferrari.
Yeah.
That is like the coolest thing that could have happened to me. And now we're here, and it's completely flipped on its head. And it's like, that's humiliating to a son to arrive in a Ferrari. And it's just, you recognize how much of it's a crazy, stupid mental construct. Like the fact that it could be polar opposite in one state or the other.
Oh, I grew up like that kid.
Okay, where
you embarrassed of like what I was arriving in.
Did your dad have anything flashy? That
he had a limo.
Oh, what a perfect!
Right.
I mean, other than a yellow Hummer, you're saying a limo.
Yeah. Now, if you were a kid, if it was happening now, it would just be like a car with it would be a town car or whatever. But this is like the 80s.
Yeah, you're Mr. Drummond's kid.
And I would pull, and I would be so embarrassed.
What a revelation. That
Yeah.
is amazing.
It was so, and again, I am not saying woe is me in the least.
No.
I know I got
Well, no
hooked
wonder you're
up.
worried.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's carried over.
It
clearly.
carried over in some way, but like,
And I'm the opposite. Like my mom's Chevette broke down, dropping me off, and it was fucking
you're like-
embarrassed as hell. So now I want to arrive everywhere in something super nice.
well, that's what I did have this idea of like, because it doesn't make sense because I'm not a car guy. I was like, what if I got like a Maserati? Wouldn't that be?
Just went all the way. Out.
Leaned in.
I wouldn't do it, but I would.
Well, part of me has thought for my own ego, I need to buy like a fucking Yugo and just force myself to drive it for a year with the windows down and the radio up and just own that whole thing. Because too much of my identity is attached to that whole thing. Because this is where I grew up in Detroit, car culture.
Yeah.
It's all about getting that sweet car.
Yes.
And
you feel like you're like, I made it. I get to go get the cars I want.
Yes. Why else have I done it? Like, what other symbol is there for me to prove to myself I've achieved something?
Does it work or no?
It does. Now, what didn't work is I don't want to be seen in it, actually. I had like a really obnoxious 66 AC Cobra.
Yeah.
And this car I had a poster of. I wanted it so bad. I drove it around LA. I felt like a fucking asshole.
Right.
Like I pulled up to a movie. I was working with Liv Tyler and I arrived in my parking spot and she looked at me in this car and she goes, so movies, not enough attention for you. How much attention do you need? And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, that is what it looks like.
Yeah.
I can never drive this car again. I have an
Selectively.
amazing car, but no one would know it's amazing. So there's
Yeah.
no flash appeal to it.
But it's got
But I know it's the fastest sedan in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
And when it starts up, my balls rattle
Oh,
in
you
a
feel
way.
it.
I do. I feel like a silverback gorilla coming through the sugar cane.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like a little in my little Audi A3, like a little fucking poodle. Cute little poodle running around.
Those are really cool, though. I really, really like those.
I've enjoyed it. But you're right. It is this thing you spend so much time in. But it is these things. What for me, and we can move on. It is that it is no matter where you are or what you're doing, eyes that I can't see that I feel like are seeing me.
Self-conscious.
Yes.
We never, you can't really do anything to prove to your, to stop being self-conscious.
Yeah, I don't think anybody dislikes themselves. No one dislikes you as much as you.
Absolutely. I only have a couple more questions, then you can go. Do you watch comedy?
Not so much. I mean, no.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like, it's two things. One, I feel like someone else has probably said this, but it's like, all you do is make comedy. It's not to then come home. It's not a release or a relief to watch comedy. Yeah. I also, and in doing so, for me, all I feel like I'm doing is is the math.
Yeah, the watching the sausage be made.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like stand-up specials or sitcoms or anything. I'm just watching it and being like, oh, that's good math. Like the equation here works nicely. You don't derive a ton of joy from it.
You don't get lost in it, right?
Yeah. And or you're like, oh, I would like to be on that. Or why did they choose that person? Or why did they choose that angle? This isn't well executed. Or da 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 da. So yes, I've recently in the last few years gotten more into watching sports again, which I had fallen way off of. Because I feel no connection to.
Yeah, you have no idea how that sausage is made, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't feel any like, I don't care.
I don't consume it either, which is always people go like, are you watching this? Or are you watching that?
Yeah.
I think they somehow are shocked I don't watch it, but I only like dramas.
Yeah.
I love legal dramas.
Really?
Like all this stuff I like couldn't be further from what I've created.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I do find that to be kind of consistent among us, with the exception of I fucking love Aziz's show,
Master of None.
Master of None.
Yeah,
because again, I've never done anything even remotely like that.
Well, that is less it's less of a straight comedy, and he's attacking. And we definitely on Big Mouth tried to take some of what he did in the concept of like sort of concept episodes.
Yeah.
This one's about immigration. This one's about parents. This one's about religion. This one's we sort of
neat.
did that within Big Mouth. Where we're like, okay, this one's about getting your period. This one is about shame. This one's things that are tentpole ideas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. I like Atlanta.
I was just gonna say, do you watch Atlanta?
I watch Atlanta. The two shows that I've watched this in the last couple of months are Atlanta and High Maintenance.
Oh, I haven't watched High Maintenance.
Oh, it's terrific.
Is it? I so am in awe and applaud
Yeah.
the confidence of Donald Glover. I'm like, I've never been more jealous of a human being.
For sure.
Talent level.
Yeah, I've been on the last couple of times I've been doing stand up. I've been like, hey, I wish I had, like created Atlanta. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't it be awesome? And I did that.
Yeah.
And
the thing too that I most admire about him, just to backtrack, I think the thing you said about having grown up with money, not being as obsessed with it, and it's helped you choose correctly. I've noticed that about you. Like, that's something I admire about you. I look at you and I go, wow, this guy's really just in it for the pursuit of the thing itself, which is so awesome and pure. And
thank you.
I've just now come to I did shit for money many times, but at any rate, I don't know where Donald Glover got this confidence, but it's the most authentic thing I feel like I've ever seen. Like, the point of view is so fucking laser beam clear. It all feels so real. And weirdly, it parallels my experience in like lower middle class, white trash neighborhoods, the way the houses looked inside, the way people hung on the couch, for these periods, all these things. I'm like, oh my God, I was in the white version of that. And so I could just connect my spidey senses are like, yes, this thing is dead accurate.
Yeah.
And it's so cool, right?
And I think with him, what's been interesting is like he came up he went to NYU. He was at UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade in New York when I was he was a couple years younger than me, but came up at a similar time. And then, was a writer at 30 Rock and goes to Community and then starts making music. And, he did a lot of things out. I don't mean it out, like he did it out loud. He was not embarrassed to be like, I'm a rapper now.
Right.
And everyone was like, okay, Donald, you're a rapper now.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going to make short films. And it was like, okay, Donald, you're very cute short films. And then unembarrassed and confident enough to do things and maybe not do them perfectly.
Yeah.
But have the confidence that he was going to learn how to do them. And so all of a sudden he makes like Atlanta, or he makes that This Is America video, and you're like, woo, this is fully realized now.
Yeah.
And he was not embarrassed to try and maybe not do it perfectly.
He seems to not be self-conscious. This thing that we're like fighting actively.
It's very impressive. And
it is.
And I have a ton of and watching,
and it becomes so attractive too. Like all these thoughts we have about how we look or what car we're arriving in, whatever. Him in that video, This Is America, I'm like, well, that's the sexiest guy in America.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it.
Yeah.
Like that's the most attractive man in America right there.
Yeah.
Because that's someone who just fucking owned what they are, and it's out loud, as you say.
And it's so perfectly realized and confident in his own skin.
Yeah, it's
and
irresistible.
It's
It's Jack Nicholson. How the fuck is that guy a leading man his whole life? You're like, if you break it down, you're an alien. And you just look at headshots, you're like, no, that guy doesn't get through the system.
And then you're like, oh no, there's something
he's
about
the
it.
sexiest, most confident dude ever too.
Oh yeah, that is ultimately what is interesting. I think is some version of self-confidence as we've spent the last hour and a half talking about how we're not confident.
Yeah, but I'm getting there. Like I've made progress.
Yes.
People go like they'll tweet me like, stop hating yourself. I don't. I'm just aware of it.
I think I similarly feel the same way, which is just like there's nothing wrong. I think the greatest power you can have in defeating it is to acknowledge it and begin to sort of move through it.
Yeah, and always kind of take one step back and go like, is this me compensating? Like just having that kind of secondary layer of thought where you go like, is this service?
Do your buddies from home listen to the show?
Yeah, several of them do. Yeah.
And are they like, fucking buck up, bro?
Well, I can only imagine that if you went to high school with me, you're like, shut the fuck up, dude. You were 6'3".
Yeah.
You did date Jody Pizzos.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah,
nice
blah.
Pull, nice pull, by the way.
Thank you. But then I try to say like, totally acknowledge it. I agree with it. Even more of proof of like, if I am this self-hating as a 6'2" white dude in America who's blonde and blue-eyed, fuck, this is a human symptom. And
Yes.
it's not about what the reality was as much as how I felt and perceived, because I'm making decisions based on how I feel and perceive things, not on reality. If I was making them on reality, I wouldn't have had any of the problems I've had.
Yes. Oh, I think that's very true. And I look at a lot of my life similarly of like, I know I have been blessed with one of the really good lives, and the fact that it's still at times tough for me, I makes me have great empathy for the vast majority of the people who've had a much tougher go of it than I have.
Yeah. The thing I didn't get to, but we can talk later about, is that you're a history major and I love history. Do you have a single favorite history book that you've read recently?
Oh,
Or do you have a favorite period of history?
Let's see. Do I have a favorite period in history? Right now, and I haven't done much reading on it, but I feel like we're early 20th century, for sure, like art and stuff like that. Like early 20th century art, I'm obsessed with, of like late 1890s to like 1930s art, modern art of what we would think of as like Picasso and Matisse and Cubism and Futurism, all that stuff. I love. I'm like very much into that period, but also historically, I've been looking at this period of time that we're in right now as almost like pre-World War I weird inward isolationism and like rise of sort of fascist tendencies of sorts. And I see, so I believe there's something, and I haven't actually done a ton of reading on it, but I believe that there's some interesting parallels going on with that moment in time. And then, but what did I just read? I've randomly read a few World War II-ish era books recently.
Have you read Blitzed?
No.
Do you know that one?
I know, I've heard the name of it, but what is it? Is it
Drugs in the Third Reich?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's awesome. I just finished it. Yeah.
All right, is that your?
They had like over-the-counter methamphetamine.
Yeah,
in
right?
1936.
Keep
for
them
Germans. Yeah, and the German troops were fully methed up to the gills.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, staying up for like 72 hours, no problem.
Just
and then
getting it
Hitler
done.
himself, which I didn't know this was like a full-blown junkie. A junkie. Had a doctor with him at all times who shot him up many times throughout the
with
day.
what? With
Methamphetamine and oxycodone, speedballs, uppers, downers.
Really?
He was regulating them all day long. And as he got deeper and deeper into that, he stopped going out in public. He stopped making speeches. He lived in that bunker, right? In the bunker, he became obsessed with the thickness of the bunker. And he was living in a bunker that was like 6 feet of concrete. And he had one built that was like 32 feet of thick of concrete. That's what he ended up dying in. It's the description in the book was that is as if this cement cube fell from space and landed in a mountaintop, and like he couldn't get in thick enough concrete to feel safe.
because he was just like a meth head.
He was a full-blown drug addict and just stopped everything that he had been doing. And you just start watching all those decisions that I had read about in other World War II books, but now it becomes a little more salient, like what was going on.
Yes.
On a personal level was his track marks were so bad that they couldn't find veins in him to shoot him up anymore. I mean, just wild stuff that I didn't realize.
See, we're all human.
Everyone, even Hitler.
Even Hitler had some issues.
What if our conclusion was even Hitler had some character defects. Well, Nick, thank you so much for coming in. I want to say, and I would have normally led with this, that I occasionally bump into you around town.
Yes.
It's always one of my favorite things to do because you and I will just sit at a corner of Hillhurst and Los Feliz, and we will shoot the goddamn shit for 20 minutes. Right?
It's always a pleasure chatting with you. Now recorded for time
for posterity.
Yes, but always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure seeing you around.
When you start one and I see your email, I'll be thrilled.
Oh yeah,
because you need one of these.
I'm coming at you.
Absolutely.
I'm coming at you hard.
All right, Nick Kroll, I love you. You're a very decent human being.
You too.
All right, and now begins my favorite part of the show, Fact Check with Monica Padman. Yirkum Pippi Longstrom. Yirkum Pippi Longstrom. So I was saying how much I enjoy the live performance of that song by my good friend Jess Rowland, and he has been generous enough to grace us with a performance live in the attic on Armchair Expert, and I thought we would share that with you before we get into the fact check. We're also posting a video of the performance because it is a very visual experience as well as auditory. So please enjoy my beloved 6'7" redheaded friend, Jez Roland.
Här kom Pippi Långstrump, tjolahopp, tjolahej, tjolahoppsan sa. Här kom Pippi Långstrump, där kommer faktiskt jag. Har du sett min apa, min lilla söta apa? Har du sett herr Nilsson, ja den heter faktiskt så. Här kom Pippi Långstrump, tjolahopp, tjolahej, tjolahoppsan sa. Här kom Pippi Långstrump, här kommer faktiskt jag. Har du sett min villa, villa kulla? Har du sett min villa, ja den heter faktiskt så. Hej, här kom Pippi Långstrump, tjolahopp, hej tjolahoppsan sa. Här kom Pippi Långstrump, här kommer faktiskt jag.
Trading on your side for a fact, you ought to know by now. Monica didn't realize that was a Billy Joel song. I'm not doing a great job at it, but I was trying to think of things that rhyme with check, fact check. And there was a song where he says, trading in your side for a Cadillac, Start over?
No.
Okay. I love you.
Whatever you
I'm so
want,
excited
maybe.
to talk to you about the facts and Nick Kroll. It was a very fun episode.
Yeah.
So, Monica, was this a fact heavy or fact light episode?
Fact medium.
Oh, fact medium.
Yeah. Actually, probably on the lighter side.
Okay, fact light. Fact minus.
Fact light. Well, great. So, Nick, you know what it is?
Tell me.
A lot of these facts are clarifications because Nicholas was very sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want people to walk around thinking like he was on Say Yes to the Dress.
Okay.
That was a joke.
Right.
He was not on Say Yes to the Dress that I know of.
I don't even know what Say Yes to the Dress is.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm so glad you don't know.
Let's start there.
Yeah, that's my first fact. Say Yes to the Dress is a reality show on TLC.
Okay.
Where they follow shenanigans that go down at Kleinfeld bridal store in New York.
Oh, okay. I imagine this came in the wake of Bridesmaid success. They're like, how do we hook our card up to this?
I believe
pony?
it to have been way before Bridesmaids.
Oh, really?
I think this is an old show.
Oh, like it's 30, 40 years on the air.
Yes, 60 or 70 years since TV's inception. Say Yes to the Dress was the first show on TV.
Okay, great.
No, I have to fact check that. That's not true.
No,
guys.
let's not bury ourselves.
So, yeah, it follows like people who work there and then people coming in and buying dresses.
Prospective brides.
Yes. And okay, I can't be certain, but one of my friends from high school was on, I think, Say Yes to the Dress.
Ooh, that's so exciting.
She was on a show like this where you had to go and like you picked out your wedding dress.
Uh-huh.
She got a really fancy one.
I got a little distracted primarily because I'm not interested in dresses or weddings, but I was noticing that you have beautiful makeup on today.
Thank you.
Which is not to say I don't like you even more without makeup. Just it's a change, and the listeners don't know this, and that's because you were filming something really special today.
Yeah, I got to film something very cool.
Yeah, and did you just sign an NDA? Is it a secret?
I didn't, but I don't.
I think you could say you're going to be on The Good Place. You're not giving away any plot points.
Yeah, I guess I'm allowed to.
Yeah,
I get nervous.
Yeah, no, it's only we're just promoting The Good Place, this show we love and would like to be on.
The Good Place is so good. I was so thrilled to be asked to be on it. Don't get too excited.
You don't have like a 3-page monologue.
No,
but who gives a shit? I've always said I wish I was just a waiter crossing in the background during any scene in Sopranos. Just let me be a part of something I love.
That's exactly how I feel.
66% of the people in this room have been on The Good Place. So I guess
Rob, you're up.
Yeah, let's get your shit together.
Yeah, it was.
You know what you'll never hear me do is pronounce Rob's last name. I don't care if it was to win $10 million. There's a fucking Z in it and a Y.
Hollis.
So you say. Anywho.
Anyway, it was special, and I feel very grateful.
Yeah, and you look fantastic.
Thanks. But you know what? I wish you would listen when I talk about dresses, because I listen when you talk about cars.
Yes, but I've also given you many rides in my fast cars, and you've
tried on so many of my dresses.
Well, you touche.
So I got you there. Okay, Nick was on Best Week Ever. Best week ever for our young listeners was a show on VH1 where they would have comedians come on and talk about the pop culture sort of events of the week. And it was funny. And it also had a lot of like really, really good people before they were sort of hit, like Paul Scheer and Rob Hubel and Paul F. Tompkins. They were all on that. And Nick.
Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock.
No,
they weren't. Okay.
Those guys weren't.
They weren't. Okay.
But the other guys I said were on it, and it was funny. It was on VH1.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I've seen a few episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Nick said that The Girl in the Hollywood Complex, that documentary that we love, was named Cash Presley, but her name was Presley Cash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he was
Just
he was saying her
reversal.
name as if he were her teacher doing roll call.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
So Rob, mental note.
Hollis?
Did you
Rob?
put that on the documentary list? Just wrote down. Okay, good. You're awake. Good.
Stop picking on Rob.
I'm not. I'm like encouraging him to be on The Good Place and overachieve.
Yeah, just go be on one of the best shows on TV.
Yeah,
Just do it. It's
just
easy.
do it.
Okay, so there's a conversation about single cam. And we know what that means, but not everyone knows what single cam means.
Okay.
Stands for single camera.
Well, if that was the part people couldn't figure out.
Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about single cam?
Yeah, I can explain it. So, say like I Love Lucy, right? Or all these really traditional sitcoms. Basically, all comedies prior to the 2000s were what we would call multicam shows. And what's happening is when they're filming a scene, there's between 3 and 5 cameras all running at the same time. And they're acting out towards the cameras. You're only seeing one side of every room. And
there's a live audience.
There's
most
a
of the
live
time.
audience. And the camera's not ever crossing the line and filming back towards the audience. So, but that changed. And now there's been a lot of very popular single camera shows. And that just means that it's shot like a movie is shot. The cameras, there's far fewer, and they light one side and then they turn around and relight the other side.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot longer to film.
Yeah.
And The Good Place is a single cam.
It is. But it doesn't mean that they shoot with one camera. That's the deceiving thing. They shoot with many cameras, but
traditionally they did.
Originally, yes.
Because film was expensive, and nowadays data's cheap, so there's no reason not to have a few cameras running.
And it's still single cam.
And it makes it go much quicker.
Okay, I get to explain something I love. Running charades.
Oh, great.
Because that comes up as at the game night that Nick went to at Kristen's house. Running charades is such a fun game. We still play it all the time at Ryan and Amy Hansen's house. This is how you play for all those who want to know and are going to go play this weekend. You have 2 teams, multiple teams, however many, depending on how many people you have. Let's say you have 10 people.
I've generally played with 3 teams. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it depends on how big your party is and your house. So you have 2 or 3 teams, but they're all equidistant from each other.
That's the key right there.
Yes.
The equidistance.
Exactly. And every single person makes a list of 10 charades. Movies, TV,
Plays,
songs, books. And you make a list of 10. It's one person's list goes first. Let's say it was my list. I would go in the center of those teams. I would pull out my list. One person from each team would come to me. I would say the first item on my list, Little Mermaid. And then those 3 people would run to their teams, do charades.
Right. Traditional charades. Please don't explain that. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you do charades.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Why are you mad that I'm explaining running charades?
I'm not at all. I didn't want you to explain charades.
Okay.
Right?
And you seemed a little agitated that this is getting explained.
No, not at all. Okay. I just said, let's just assume people know what charades is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do charades, no talking. And then whoever gets it runs to the middle person, the list girl, and gets the second clue.
Forrest Gump
runs to charades and so on and so on and so on. So whichever team completes the list first gets a point.
But what's really fun is if you play full contact running charades,
Yeah.
which is what we played at Kristen's house. Let's say two teams get their clue at the exact same time, then they're both running, then you can tackle somebody. And whoever gets to your chair, Monica's chair first, gets the clue first.
Yeah.
And it will be noted that Tom Arnold tackled Ian Somerhalder, and he hit his head on a cabinet. I thought the cabinet door was going to break. It was much like that scene in American Movie where he's shoving the head through the cabinet. I thought we lost Ian Somerhalder. Anyways, continue.
Game nights are a big part of our life.
Your and I's social circle. Yeah.
Our social life. We have friends that love game nights, as do we, and we get to go to them often, and it's really fun.
Yeah, we generally, let's just say we'll play a game called Celebrity, which is really, really fun. We play running charades.
Werewolves and Villagers.
Werewolves and Villagers. Empire.
Yeah, I love Empire. Four on a Couch is my favorite game ever. I won't go into how to play that because it's too complicated.
I don't even know how to play it when we're playing it. But what's the fun game where we have the words and you got to give the
code names?
Code names. That's a blast. Couldn't recommend that enough.
Yeah, it's all fun. But I met you at a game night.
At the Hansons?
No, at your house.
At my house.
Cameron's birthday. I had a drink in my hand and you hugged me and it spilled everywhere.
Oh, gee.
And I thought that was the end. I really did. But actually, this is the end today.
It is?
No.
Okay.
No. Do you remember that
a lot
at
of
all?
people are asking, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I want to say I do, but I don't.
You don't have to.
I do remember you spilling a drink when we hugged at one point, but I wouldn't have remembered that was the first time that we met.
I think it was, yeah.
Okay. But I will add this. A lot of people are curious about how we know each other, and they ask a lot for me to interview you. But that's all coming. We've already done something special that will be unveiled at the appropriate time.
Yeah. You mentioned anthropometry, which is the measurement of a human individual. That's what it is.
That's what yep. But it was an actual field within anthropology.
Yeah.
Like a division of it.
Tool. It was a tool of physical anthropology.
Well, there was cultural anthropology, there was archaeology, there was primatology, and anthropometry was its own thing.
At UCLA?
No, just in anthropology, but it was eradicated. It was edited out because anthropometry was so misused during the Third Reich.
Really?
Yeah, so all these different measurements, facial pragmatism and stuff, they started being weaponized by Hitler and used to perpetuate the myth of the Aryan. And so it was so misused and that it was just eradicated entirely as a discipline within anthropology.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you just said it again, facial pragmatism. And I was looking into that because you said it during the episode.
But they would measure from like the top of your hairline to the tip of your nose, right? And then the tip of your nose to your jaw. And then they would, divide that into your face. And they had all these different breakdowns of racial groups and where their features fell on their face and how much their forehead jutted out and how much,
Yeah.
But it was also looking at all these other differences too. How many olfactory glands you have, dish incisors. There was all kinds of details being recorded as data.
Got it.
Yeah. And then finally someone said, why on earth are we
right
figuring out all these differences that really don't mean anything, matter?
The definition I found was prognatism is the positional relationship of the mandible or maxilla to the skeletal base where either of the jaws protrudes beyond a predetermined imaginary line in the coronal plane of the skull. So it's like how far your jaw juts out.
In relation to your maxilla. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Blue's Clues. You're Almost Fate. Blue's Clues was an American children's TV show. That was on Nickelodeon. In 1996 is when it premiered.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Does that check out?
Yeah. But I think they recast the original.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. The first one was Steve. Everyone knew Steve.
Okay.
Okay. And then in 2002, he was replaced by Donovan. Ooh, was he replaced?
He was replaced, huh?
I wonder why. Everyone knew Steve.
Yeah, it was very popular. And it was a popular show. He must have...
It was really popular.
Something must have happened. Although maybe his contract was just up. And he was like, I've had enough Blue's Clues.
Right.
That could have happened. Oh, guys, we've got a 3-alarm fire happening outside.
Do you think it was... Do you think they're here to catch the robber?
I should hope so. Yeah, guys, it's a hot night in Los Angeles. And we're recording at night, which is really weird for us, too, because everyone's schedules got so weird.
Yeah.
Also why this is a little scatterbrain, this whole thing. But anyways, we have all the windows open and we're getting a lot of ambient noise.
Yep. Blue's Clues was the highest rated show for preschoolers. It was an animated dog. It was an animated dog named Blue. And do you even know about that?
Yeah, I totally know everything about Blue's Clues.
Because you auditioned for it.
Yeah. And my nieces watched Blue's Clues, and my brother was very pumped about the notion that Uncle Dax would be interacting with Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the audition, did they have a pretend dog?
No, unfortunately not.
That's probably why you didn't get it.
Because of that, yeah.
You would have really booked it if there was a pretend dog.
Yeah, because I do really well with pretend dogs.
Yeah, it's sort of your thing. Okay, the phrase is "a rising tide lifts all boats." You were a little unclear. Okay, and you guys also said that "Hey Jude" was about his penis. "Hey Jude" is not about his penis. It is about
his balls.
No. Hey Jude is a song that McCartney wrote to comfort John Lennon's son Julian during his parents' divorce.
Oh.
Yeah. He went to visit what's her name? He went to visit Cynthia Lennon.
Okay.
After they got divorced, he went to visit Cynthia and Julian, and on his ride there he came up with Hey Jude.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
He was bedding down Yoko Ono at that point, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rolling around.
Yeah. Bruce Springsteen is 68. Lisa Simpson is 8. But
by the way, I blundered big time on my the Sedaris episode. I said if the zip code there would only if the six long, it would only allot for 99,000 inhabitants, but it would actually allot for 999,000.
I also missed that fact.
Oh, you did? Also, then you add alphabet in there, and then it ends up being in the billions.
Yeah.
Someone broke down the math for me today.
Oh wow!
And I was off by factors of just billions.
I'm so sorry. I missed that. I didn't even check that.
That's all right.
I missed it. I blew past it. Your jack off lotion is intensive care. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Vaseline intensive care.
Your jack off lotion.
Well, that's what it was. Vaseline intensive care. If anyone's in the market for a nice.
I pray to high heaven that we get a jack off lotion as a sponsor, and they actually encourage us to refer to it as jack off lotion.
Yeah.
This episode, Armchair Expert, is sponsored
women
by
don't do that.
Jack off lotion. They don't what? What don't women do?
Use lotion.
Use lotion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, you could. You could use like a lubricant, a sex lubricant, a Euros or a
but
KY
not
jelly.
a lotion.
Oh, not a lotion. I got you. I was using like lotion as a blanket term for anything that was lubricating.
You can't use like lotion that you buy at the grocery store.
Or you're going to have some ouchies.
Yeah, I think you'd have some
rashes,
yeast infections.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, infections. So don't do it.
Okay.
But there's other things you can use.
Sure.
Monologues at ASCAT. He told the story about how him and Alec Baldwin were both doing monologues at ASCAT.
Mm-hmm.
So that ASCAT is sort of the flagship show at UCB in New York and LA. It is the big show on Sundays and Saturdays. Where they have the best improvisers.
Right?
One night is free. The other night is paid. Yeah.
I always thought that was so cool about them. And UCB's Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yes.
For what it's worth.
Yeah, the line for that Sunday ass cat is insane. People get there like 5 hours early to get in line, and it's pretty crazy. It's really cool. It's the best improvisers in the theater, and they come, and there's often a celebrity monologist. They call it a monologist.
Yeah, I always wondered if they invented that word.
They did. It's not a real word.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
They invite a celebrity monologist to come and tell monologues, tell stories about their life based on whatever word the audience provides. And then they do improv off of that. It's an honor. I want to do it someday.
Yeah.
I'd really love to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's that.
By the way, I was reading today. I wish I remembered the details, but Nick talked a little bit about his dad's business, right? As a corporate private investigator, which is why his dad was so loaded. Well, that's the company his dad owned. But I just saw that they're investigating right now something really pertinent in the news. And I noticed his brother now runs that company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
That's really neat.
Oh, I know exactly what the story was. There was a crazy story today in The Hollywood Reporter that there's a scam going on where they are convincing people that they're Amy Pascal or all these other big titans of industry females, and they're getting people that are like, one guy was a photographer, and this woman's posing as Amy Pascal. She convinces him to go to Indonesia and start scouting to do a shoot, and she says, just pay and submit your receipts and we'll reimburse you. And the guy racks up like $60,000 and things. And this has been done to hundreds of people. And then the company that's investigating it is Nick Kroll's dad's company, who's now being run by the brother.
Oh, crazy. Mr. Drummond. I didn't know who that was.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, Mr. Drummond. Excuse me. Mr. Drummond. I didn't know who that was. Is the millionaire on Different Strokes.
You knew what Different Strokes was, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I watched it.
You didn't?
No.
And Arnold was played by Gary Coleman.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch it.
You didn't?
Did you love it?
Yeah, I loved it.
You did?
Yeah, it was really great. Yeah. When you were a kid, Gary Coleman, he'd say, "What you talking about, Willis?" And it landed every single time.
It's still, that is still in the zeitgeist, which that's pretty interesting.
And even though I wasn't a black child, I was a poor child. So it still worked as a fantasy fulfillment show for me, that this notion that this rich guy would adopt me and I'd ride around in a limousine on the upper East Side. It sounded really cool. I like the concept a lot. There were a lot of shows when I was a kid about just kids being rich, because there was also Silver Spoons,
Fresh Prince,
of Bel Air.
Yep.
But yeah, I loved Silver Spoons because he had a train inside of his house, and his stocking was like,
love Silver Spoons. You wrote a whole essay about it.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. You're right. Oh, you're right. I did.
Yeah.
And everyone thought I looked like Ricky Schroeder when I was a kid.
Oh.
People always said that to me. And we had the same white Swatch watch.
Ooh. Cool. I never watched that either.
Oh,
that was
great.
before my time.
You weren't even born
I was
yet.
just not even in the womb.
No. You weren't even an ovum yet.
No. Childish Gambino, This Is America. You talk a lot about Donald Glover and being very wooed by his talent. And This Is America comes up, and that's one of his new songs. And an incredible music video.
Yeah, really impressive.
So amazing.
Cinematically, thematically, yeah, pretty perfect.
It really is. So you said that your car is the fastest sedan in the world. And so I'm going to read you the top 13.
Okay.
And you tell me if you think it's right. And I believe you, okay? I just want you to hear it.
Well, before you even read it, so I don't sound defensive, there's so many ways to evaluate this. So there would be top speed, there would be 0 to 60, there'd be a quarter mile. There's a lot of different ways you could say something was the fastest. But go ahead, hit me with this list.
Okay, I'm going to actually do top 10. No, it's not on here.
Oh, is it?
I'm going to do top 10, okay?
Oh, okay.
Number 1, a 2015 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
2, 2015 Aston Martin
Rapier.
Rapide S. Rapide?
I would think it would be that, what you use in fencing. It's not that word.
RAPIDE. 3, 2015 Bentley Flying Spur. 4, 2014 Porsche Panamera Turbo S.
Oh, yeah.
5, 2015 BMW M5 30th Anniversary Edition. 6, 2014 Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG S-Line 4.
That's my car.
That is your car. 7, 2015 Mercedes-Benz S65 AMG. 8, 2014 Jaguar XFRS.
Okay.
9, 2014 Cadillac CTS-V.
V, yes, a monster.
10, 2014 Audi RS7. That's what I have here.
Yeah, those are probably, based on that list, I'm guessing that's a top speed thing.
Yeah, top speed.
Top speed. Okay.
Yeah, fastest.
Yeah, but my sedan goes 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, and I think that's the fastest in the world. 0 to 60 time in a sedan.
Oh, God.
And a Tesla actually might even be faster, like the 100 version. I think that might even be 3 seconds, 0 to 60, because it's electric. But the Tesla top speed's not that great.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. That was everything?
Yeah.
We didn't argue about anything.
That's true. I guess
we almost... Yeah.
What?
We almost did about the game night. And I'm going to say... Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
About our interpersonal relationship.
Okay.
My memory's not as good as yours. I do believe it was at one point, but I don't think at 43 it's as good as yours.
Yeah.
I also don't think post kids my memory is so hot. And sometimes I feel like when you bring up memories, you're evaluating how much I care about you based on how much I remember that.
I don't care that you.
It always makes me feel sad when we have interactions where I don't remember the thing, and then I'm afraid you think I don't remember because it wasn't important to me, but it's just a lack of memory.
I don't think we were about to fight over that.
Oh, okay.
And I don't care that you
But
don't
when you said
remember that.
do you remember that? Or
yeah, I'm just asking if you remember.
Oh, okay. Then it's probably all my stuff.
I don't care if you don't remember that. That wasn't a significant. We barely talked.
Because even on our wonderful vacation, it was what a vacation we all took, right?
Just now?
No, last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 families, 13 kids, 12 adults.
Yeah.
Just a blast. We never left this house. It was great. But at one point I was saying when I fully recognized that you were a very special genius, and it was when we started arguing about Adnan a lot.
Yeah.
In cereal.
Uh-huh.
And I felt like even that maybe had gone sideways. I was like, did I just hurt your feelings? That was... Now I was thinking, do you have a memory of us having a conversation before that was significant that I had forgotten? Do you think that was when we started really clicking?
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't have a specific moment.
I don't have a specific moment.
Because there's a lot of people in our friendship group, and I have opinions about them. Like, oh, Monica's a nice person. Mm-hmm. Monica's obviously a hard worker. But then the like lightning bolt of like, oh, I want to talk to Monica all the time.
Yeah.
That's a specific moment in a friendship.
Yeah.
And to me, it was when Serial had come out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember anything specific. I remember that conversation well, but I don't remember when that was on the timeline. And in my head, I had already felt that.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe I hadn't.
Yeah.
I feel like we used to talk in the kitchen in the morning a lot.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like that was... Right when you
that?
started, it was Serial was on.
Yeah, it was probably pretty early in, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I certainly don't care that you have that. Why would I care about that?
I don't know. Well, you would only care if you were like, oh my God, a year before that, we had this amazing debate about blank.
Oh, no.
And I thought that about you for a year now before you thought that about me.
Well, also, that's allowed.
Well, I don't like it. I want it to be completely
at the same
symbiotic.
Time. That's not how life works always.
Okay. Well, I love you and congratulations on Good Place.
Thanks.
All right.
Okay.